says, yes, some narratives mention light being created on a Wednesday, but that authenticity is debated, and the Quran itself doesn't.
I'm asking you, American calendar. We don't believe in American calendar. Do you understand? We don't believe in American.
I understand that.
It's a one-act.
I'm just saying that.
Wait, Christians with many believe what?
Don't believe in all hadith.
There is one hadith, it's not sahih, it's very weak, daif. It said that on the 8th day, God created shapeshifter. That would be very daif.
Wait, it said on the 7th day, that's when Adam
It's
used to be a prophet.
hella daif.
But he had rust in the
That's why you created.
What?
Why did you change it Wednesday in general?
You started to say, but what people think.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You know, Marvis, that's just how dynamic. He is Mr. Gray to me. You know who Mr. Gray is, wink, wink.
No, I'm being mean to our brother Fadi. That's, shapeshifter.
Why are you being mean to shapeshifter?
He said he was created on the 8th day.
Exactly.
Oh.
But
and I said, no, God was too tired by then.
Yeah, he was rested on the 8th.
That's why he made him a bit funny.
I should have
He was a spare clay, I guess.
God half-assed it, and then out came shapeshifter. That's what happens when you don't try.
ChatGPT made you shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter is a bit funny, I might add you.
He's actually very funny.
Wait, you don't have him added?
So Leo Pope, he said the Leo Pope, the Pope Leo, he's appealed on Saturday for reason after Israeli launched an unprecedented bombing campaign in Iran, and Iran responded with waves of ballistic missiles. So I believe the Pope Leo, in this article, he talks about it's a delicate moment. I strongly wish to renew appeal to responsibility and to reason, said the Pope. He wants them to do it in a civilized manner, like they were. They were trying to work with America. But apparently after this attack, I don't think any deals will happen. Who's going to intervene? Maybe China or Russia would have to intervene. Russia would have to make it hard to...
I think the U.S. would intervene, and this is my opinion only, that Trump will then will act like he's forced to end the war to accept terms for the Iran nuclear agreement, for them to be able to enrich up to 3%. And he'll act like he was forced to do it to end the war.
I think it's slightly different than that, Edward. I think he's probably going to use a ruse of that the Iranians, we have intelligence that the Iranians are planning to attack our military bases, so we have to preemptively strike or something along those lines.
Do recognize that he's also being quite the asker. You see him say things like halt now prior to Iran attacking. Please do come back. Do not. It's not too late yet. Things like that. He's made statements such as that.
Yeah, but sister, the West has always done this. They've always bullied people, killed people, and then how can come to our table?
They get on the high horse and they try to say that we have the moral.
Yeah. There is a difference here,
though. Killed a million people, and then they said, let's negotiate.
There is a difference here.
You mentioned the Pope, and I'm like, why in the fuck does he have to say anything about it?
He doesn't want a missile. He doesn't want a missile at him.
It's a missile, Edward.
It identifies as a missile.
No,
it's not a missile.
It's a dildo.
General, there is one distinction here, though, with this situation. Oil is involved, and the oil markets are involved, which affect a lot of very wealthy people. Not in the Middle East,
right?
Yes.
Guys, can we create space for the stupid ass?
I think Pauline gets some hearts at the moment.
Everybody give her hearts. Yeah. Stupid ass.
I had to double check the screen and...
By the way, Kitover is in Tel Aviv.
Point to the echo. Hearts.
Point, can you sing for us, please? We've got Caitlyn Jenner in Tel Aviv.
I stand by. I'm checking real estate prices in Tel Aviv.
Oh my God.
really? There's
Like we're
nothing.
trying to buy a house in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, you don't want to buy a house near like any intelligence agency or military base. Or I guess anywhere in Israel right now.
Buy in like the Negev desert or something, like in a Bedouin community. Far.
Yeah, so what happened with these missiles that were launched now 15 minutes ago? Any updates on X?
That's the correct question, Edward.
Is that the real Alamos or the fake one?
I'm trying to get a flight out of Tel Aviv airport, but they're telling me they're eating the cats and dogs at the airport because it's destroyed. I don't know what to do. Hold on a second.
She's.
Amos, we can ask you to speak. Just in the phone, we can.
You don't think she's clever, Album?
And I think she's quite clever. Oh, she's brilliant, Amo.
So, anyone have any updates on what they hit?
Jackie.
I'm not.
Oh, hell yeah, we got updates, but they're making sure you don't get it. They're protecting the information from the media of all sorts of personal people. Shut up. They're stopping people on TikTok. They're stopping people broadcasting out of Israel any images at all.
They gave images, point. We're giving videos.
Yeah, we're getting it. Yeah, we're getting it, but very, very sparse. But anyway.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I think there's a loss of imagery, but they've censored a lot of it.
No, 100%. They said it yesterday. The IDF spokesperson said, we advise all citizens to stop taking videos of impacts because this gives intelligence to the enemy.
So look,
Which is not true.
the Israeli military censor is a tyrannical system.
No, here's why it doesn't make sense, Yaakov. Iran and Israel both. Iran has satellites, and the satellites are actually confirming. That's how they confirm the hits. You know, so it's to control the narrative.
The people that live there can't do drone footage.
They have no military, so what are satellites?
I'm unaware of an Iranian.
Look it up. I don't think you should underestimate technology.
Amos.
I just don't.
Amos,
I
are you in a
that
bunker?
they have geosynchronous
Are you in a bunker,
satellite that would
Amos?
stay on top of one location in order to be able to judge
But
impact.
they've got allies as well that would be spying them.
No, he's pulling out.
But it have to be in real time.
I am. Are you hiding in a bunker?
Wednesday.
He's under his wife's dress, leave him alone.
His wife's a what? General?
Dress.
Can someone send me drone footage from Tel Aviv? Drone footage? Oh, I can't fly a drone right now.
Oh,
but anyway.
Here's a picture.
Try and shoot a drone picture, you guys. Yeah.
Look at my PTR. Look. Poor Tel Aviv. Poor Tel Aviv. Amos, are you in a bunker?
Are you taking it in a bunker? A bunker?
Are you okay, Amos? Are you okay?
I tell you who's in the bunker. In the Taran, all the leaders in the bunker. In Houthi, in Yemen, all in the bunker.
Are you okay, Amos? You're very fever.
You ask if Amos is in the bunker.
Yeah, which bunker are you in?
Are you taking it in a bunker?
Are you bunking in the bunker?
Maybe I don't.
What are you bunking in the bunker?
Bunking in the bunker?
If I listen good for the news, all the Houthi leaders in the bunker, the Taran leaders in the bunker, their chickens start running away from Tehran one by one.
Yeah, but why is Netanyahu?
Why did Netanyahu run away? Why did Netanyahu run away, bro?
He went to look for his prostate. He had to check his prostate in Greece. Yeah, because they'll grease it up. Yeah, he had to.
Oh my.
What the fuck? I can't.
I asked you this question yesterday. Do you think it was worth it to fight Iran? Is it worth it?
Listen, all the world think it's worth it. So
no, it's not worth it. You're attacking a dinosaur. You're a little cat or you're like an animal.
The world, you didn't do 1 liter.
All the world is you and your bunker. That's all the world is for you. You and your
world doesn't think it's worth it. The world doesn't think it's worth it. You guys are so fucking brainwashed.
Hey, come out, look at the world outside your bunker.
The world hates you. The world hates Israel. We find you disgusting. We find you disgusting. Psychomaniacs.
Psychomaniacs, look in the mirror and see if psychomaniacs.
Listen, I don't starve children, bro.
Your people
do. Your people starve children.
Get out of your bunker. Look at the world. Look at the world outside your bunker.
No, this is in my list. No, this is in my list. Those mountains.
I'm gonna say it's daytime or nighttime there.
No,
It's daytime,
It's
but
always night in the bunker.
He doesn't have windows.
It's always dark.
Oh, he doesn't have windows.
Do I sound like someone in the bunker? You dummies.
Yes, it sounds like
Yes, Amos, you do.
Maybe you can't be in a bunker because you're not important, so they don't care about you.
No, he doesn't.
They care about us.
My boots is between
why Jews fight on Shabbat?
In my kibbutz, I don't have no
I do want to cover. Hang on a second, I do want to cover some of the countries that came out and they're making a statement related to this so-called war, Iran, Israel. The first one on the list is somebody official mid-June. Okay, Western global powers, United States, NSC, which is National Security Council spokesman Sean Sevitt called Israel strikes and exercise in self-defense, saying support for Israel while urging de-escalation. United Kingdom PM Keir Starmer affirmed Israel's right to self-defense but urged de-escalation and advised Iran not to retaliate. European Union called for utmost restraint to avoid a regional war, acknowledged Israel's self-defense, and warned against escalation. France, President Macron affirmed military support to counter Iran's threat, condemned Iranian and Israeli escalations, and urged both restraint. Germany Chancellor Olaf Scholz warned Iran against escalation, demanding an immediate halt to avoid a broader conflict. Russia, the Foreign Minister Maria Zakharova warned of a catastrophic scenario and urged all sides to seize and prevent further violence. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged both countries to exercise utmost restraint and step back from all military action. Middle East, Saudi Arabia condemned Israel's strikes as violation of Iran's sovereignty and appeal for restraint to protect. Here goes Saudi Arabia. It's a slap in your face. The United Arab Emirates, the UAE expressed deep concern and condemned Israel's action. There goes the UAE, almost as your diplomatic partner. Qatar similarly denounced the strikes as illegal, urging moderation and dialogue. Egypt accuses all parties of threatening regional security and called for ceasefire in Gaza as a pathway to de-escalation. Jordan blamed Israel for violating. Jordan is one of your partners. All right. International law calling for immediate international action to halt aggression. Turkey denounced Israel's action as terror, calling for regional peace and condemning the Netanyahu government. Pakistan, Malaysia, Bahrain, Algeria, Tunisia expressed a strong condemnation of Israeli strikes, warning that they fuel instability and violate international law. Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Hamas, solidarity with Iran, accused Israel of aggression and widening the conflict with Iraq, denouncing international sanctions.
Who is this last one, Amir?
The last one is Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon and Hamas. What else? Other nations, Canada, reaffirmed Israel's right to self-defense. What is self-defense?
It's right to self-defense.
During decades, you always say Israel has the right to defend itself. You have to.
I get it. Where they attack.
Exactly.
Every time, it doesn't matter.
They attack first, though. They attack
No, it doesn't matter. It's a disclosure, just like you have disclosures on cigarettes, you know, where they say it causes cancer. There has to be a disclosure whenever you talk about Israel. You have to say Israel has the right to defend itself.
because of what?
Because they're not
In the closing in 1967, a preemptive attack.
Are you saying Israel is a cancer? What?
Let me finish. If you guys don't mind, then you guys can find each other. I don't mind. Canada, right? They said self-defense, but also call for restraint. It's a new stance. Drew criticism for human rights group for enabling Israel. India did not join the SCO statement condemning Israel. Instead, it urged restraint, emphasize diplomacy, and maintain a cautious neutrality. Poland monitoring Israel's military actions closely and considering implications for Polish nationals in the region. South Africa, Slovenia, Serbia, these countries expressed concern over violations of sovereignty and international law, urging de-escalation. Summary, we have this is coming from ChatGPT, acknowledgement of Israel's right to self-defense, a strong call to restraint and diplomacy to prevent wider regional war, sharp condemnation from Middle Eastern Islamic nations of Israel's action of violation of sovereignty, local solidarity with Iran from groups like Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Hamas, cautious or neutral stance from countries like India and Poland. So, Amos, you were saying that Saudi Arabia is not doing nothing. Saudi Arabia came out and they condemned it. You're violating international law. Same thing in the UAE, Amos. You're just an idiot. You were an idiot before you stood.
And Jordan.
Comparing with you, I feel quite good. Comparing with you, I'm not a dictator, I'm an old, I'm an experienced. And I don't see your face, so I'm sure that I'm even more pretty than you.
Yeah, I agree.
Amos, you have United Middle East, UME, United Middle East. Thank you.
And the Iranian people. Thank you, Amos.
I mean, the Israel run by religious fanatics. They're waiting for Mashiach or whatever. They can't wait to him to come. Therefore, they don't mind to destroy the peace and world.
That's an excuse. Religion is always an excuse.
Yeah, I remember that. It reminds me of when I was younger. I totally forgot about this actually. When I was little, whenever people found out I was Palestinian and they know about Israel and the Palestinians, and they always say, "Oh, that's it said it in the Bible that you guys would always be fighting. That's what God said." And a lot of Christians took that and liked the fact that we were fighting because it helped them reaffirm what what they thought the Bible said. I just realized that just now.
You want that special?
Indians don't even know what the Bible says.
You want that special?
No,
You're
it's
supposed to go in human like all of us. You're not that exclusive. You're not the children.
Amos left. He's an atheist. He doesn't believe in
He comes here to promote his room. And to say that he's prettier than Amir.
Has he seen that yet?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's a bold statement to make,
It's very bold.
but
Amir is the prettiest by far.
I don't know. I disagree.
It's not that bold when you consider where Amos' starting point is.
Yeah, that's true. But he does go out there dancing with all the young, kibbutzi
And
girls.
he's such a flirt.
Yes, with
Such a little
aliens.
one of those rooms.
No, the funny part is when Christians believe that Jewish are chosen, that makes them automatically unchosen. Christians
I mean,
believe
that's
that
what
Christians are unchosen.
only evangelical primarily. All the other ones they don't. They look at they kill the Jews that killed Jesus. The other one. Jacob, according to your knowledge, do you think Israel did a good job attacking Iran? Jacob, what's your take on this?
There's a couple articles I read earlier that they had specific credible evidence that they were trying to assemble small, micro-sized or miniature-sized nuclear weapons to be detonated in Tel Aviv, and they decided to focus. I'm telling you, they shared it with the U.S. That's why Marco Rubio went on national TV.
Yes, because this bitch has never lied before. Yes, we believe everything.
He asked me a question. I'm responding.
He's allowed to respond, and then we can go back and forth. So
I think if I was the president or prime minister, whatever, of a country, and I get evidence like that, I wouldn't wait to find out if it's true. Through an explosion, I would do something about it. That's what they chose to do.
Which newspaper?
It was in the Daily News. It was on JNS. It was.
So the data was collected by the U.S. government. Collected by the U.S. So they didn't have intelligence that they do have it, right? They didn't have the intelligence. It was just a newspaper.
No, the newspaper was reporting on the intelligence. No, and they didn't get it from a newspaper. The newspaper was reporting on what the Israelis had and what they shared with the U.S.
So the Israelis were the only one that had the intelligence. Nobody else had it.
I don't know. I can't answer that question. That's beyond my pay grade.
I'd like to point out that this story has been used before. It's called Iraq.
Yep.
I'm just telling you, you asked why, and that would be the only reason why someone would want to put their armed forces in harm's way, is because they felt they were under direct and imminent.
But Yaakov, they have a nuclear facility inside Israel. I'm sure you're aware of it, right? They don't allow any inspectors to go in there. You don't think that they should not have nuclear facility? It's only a small piece of land.
I think Israel should be attacked a long time ago for that reason.
Totally.
But hold on, Yaakov, you don't think the timing relative to the negotiations had anything to do with it?
Maybe.
They weren't involved in the negotiations, so I don't know.
Oh, come on.
You think like they changed the script up a little bit? The narrative seems to be on a broken record. It's just to repeat over and over.
Well, what do you want him to do? What do you want the scientists
Be a little creative, Dolly. Be a little creative, Dolly.
They don't have it in them. What they have in them is bunking in a bunker. Bunking in a bunker.
Getting fucked in the butt.
I don't think this is true, Yakov. I don't believe this.
Okay. Just in a moment. I'm just busy doing.
No, I'm not saying you didn't read the article. I'm saying I don't believe the article because I'm asking GPT, and it's much harder to build a
dirty bomb.
Edward, are you there, Edward?
It was only 60% enriched, not 90%. Sure.
Well, that's not a micro nuke, though.
Well,
Edward, breaking news.
It incorrectly.
I have a new rap song that goes like this: bunking in the bunker in the butt.
In Haifa.
Bunking in the bunker in the butt.
In Haifa.
Bunking in the bunker in the butt.
In Haifa.
If you're bouncing down, you'll be doing okay.
Edward, Israel clearly violated the UN Charter by attacking Iran for no reason, and also not knowing that Iran disposed an imminent attack on Israel. At the same time, it doesn't really matter. I'm sorry, guys. I'm talking to you.
Hang on. Someone's speaking.
I'm in the studio right now. I was in the music studio.
Brother, someone is speaking. Let him speak. Go on.
Bunking in the bunker in the
Pick
butt.
it up, man. I'll give you that word.
Someone go ahead.
Go on.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, does it really matter that Israel violated the UN Charter? It doesn't really, because Israel has violated so many in the past and was able to get away with it. I mean, this is the kind of world we live in. Yeah, that's the
So one thing you said. You said they attacked for no reason. It seems to me they attacked for a very simple reason, to derail the negotiations.
Yeah, but as far as the UN Charter, which states, it prohibits the use of force against another state if the other state is not posing any imminent danger, basically, and from this perspective.
Yes, yeah.
Supposedly, Israel had its own reasons. I know. I mean, if I were Israel, I would do the same. Israel is a colonialist, expansionist regime that aims to control the whole area, and Israel cannot stand to see Iran strong. Israel wants to weaken Iran. I mean, this is the reason, And it's not Iran is not the only target. Israel has done it to Syria, has done it to Iraq, many other countries, Lebanon. Yeah.
It's just another day.
What do you do about bunking in the bunker?
Go in the butt.
Bunking in the bunker. Okay, I'll do the background music. You do the hook.
Bunking in the
How close were those negotiations? Iranian officials literally went to Camp David. That's a big deal, Yaakov. Like, that was a big deal. I think it was last Sunday.
To be on the fair side, I mean, who anymore respects UN? I mean,
We're not talking about the UN. We're talking about the United States trying to do a deal with Iran.
International law, I mean, there is no international law.
I think they want to make Trump look as a peacemaker and give Trump reason to give discount for Iran as they're making case for Trump to give in something for Iran and look like as a peacemaker.
Yes.
I mean, there was an international law, so it was called, they signed a deal, and Trump turned it apart. There was a deal.
Yeah, 2 hours before he flipped out, like he just
No,
withdrew, right?
No, 2016.
Okay.
It was like everybody agreed on a nuclear deal. Globally.
Bunking in the
Trump
bunker.
told me
Wow. Bunking in the
this is why we are here.
bunking in the bunker.
Even Israel agreed to that. Someone's talking here,
So sorry. Why?
Bunking in the bunker.
We deny this guy.
So Trump wanted a deal which is his deal, not Obama's deal. There was a deal on it. Everybody agreed. Iran stopped enriching. Everything was good.
Have you seen the whole Israeli-Indian feud going on?
What do you mean?
Hello?
Someone?
Have you guys seen the whole Israeli-Indian feud going on right now?
Yeah, I've seen it.
What do you
Bunking
mean?
in the bunker. In the butt,
No. So Israel was, they put up a bunch of maps where they gave Indian territory over to Pakistan and China, like they recognize it as part of Pakistan and China. So Indians in response, especially the Hinduttas, went ahead and started hailing Hitler to piss off the Israelis. And they're like, and this is why Pakistan is better than you guys. So a bunch of the Indians are really angry.
You are very funny.
Sam, what are you saying, Sam? Like, what
Sorry,
are
can you not hear me? Okay, so you know the land disputes that China and Pakistan has with India, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Israel recognizes those lands as part of other countries that India opposes, right? When you have allies, you don't do that, right? It's like the United States recognizing that Israel is Palestine instead of Israel, right? Would Israel be happy about that? No. Yeah. So Israel did that to India, right? So now India, like a bunch of Indians are saying Hail Hitler, which is really funny. That was a response. So now a bunch of Israelis in Israel this is why Pakistan is better than you guys. So they're having a huge shoot over it. It's the funniest thing ever.
We get it.
Yeah.
What's the latest on the missiles that landed like half an hour ago now? Anything on those?
I did not hear about the devastation on that yet, but I think a lot of those must have been shot down because the UK entered the entire conflict now.
No, I mean, about an hour ago they shut down. They hit chemical refinery plants and chemical and oil refinery plants in Haifa. So they sent another wave.
Wait, in Israel?
The hospital.
Yes.
Okay.
14 people got injured, and I think one person's dead.
But that was, and I'm talking about the wave that was launched half an hour ago, which we don't know.
Oh, we don't know.
That one.
The casualties are still pretty low, guys. Like, I think that's a good
They are. They're both sides are trying to minimize. They're both picking at each other, but
it's not both.
If they keep going, there's not going to be anything left to pick.
Mm.
No, so Israel's focusing on, I would say, important military people, while Iran is focusing on military infrastructure.
That's correct.
But that's over for Israel. The military people was because Israel put in a cyber attack that neutralized the air defense systems for about 8 hours. That was, at the beginning of the war. That's why Iran didn't respond right away, because their systems are offline. So attacking, trying to go after the, people in Iran now I don't think is their objective. They were in a short window. I think they were surprised that Iran was able to come back online in under 8 hours. I think that did surprise them.
It surprised a lot of us, actually.
Yeah,
I think it's
hats
surprising.
off to them, bro. Like, that timing is so immaculate. It didn't allow for any narrative. It didn't allow for any manipulation. It just went at it. So I think that was very good strategic.
Yeah.
For Israel.
For Iran. To fight back that quickly, it's really strategic. It's very well.
Yeah, well, Israel, I think they expected to have at least a day or two and to be able to really go after Iran. But instead, they only had an 8-hour window, and now they're just stuck with a war, back and forth, which they didn't expect to have. I think they thought they could. There's no. To me, why would Israel attack unless they thought they were going to be able to have a decisive blow against Iran, and if they had, and they would have been able to neutralize their weapons, their systems. If they couldn't neutralize their systems, they wouldn't attack. They wouldn't have attacked.
Yeah, but
because
they also followed the pattern of Iran. Iran has never been that reactive before. It's always taken its own time. It's gone to be, it's played, it's underhand. It's not been that, forceful, etc. The punishment and the crime with Iran.
That shows that somebody's supporting Iran, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because
We have
Iran isn't even calling this the response. This is True Promise 3 from October. They're not even linking it to what's happening.
It's like this. It's been a while. Even before October 7th, it started around COVID time that Israel has been defensive of intelligence. They used to be, they know what's going on in the world, but they don't know what's going on in the world anymore. And other countries are playing them. And right now, again, this happened. It's like a poker card, and when you're on a poker table and you don't know who is the fish on the table, probably you are the fish. And this is the position that Israel has right now on the global poker table. They are the fish because they don't know who has the cards. They used to know, but they don't know anymore. And they what's gonna happen?
Yeah, they've seen very erratic behavior.
I don't think they would attack. I don't think they would attack not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think Israel would attack not knowing. They would
Well,
have
they've been very erratically.
True. They have been erratically.
Supporting Iran, that's ridiculous.
So for what I've been kind of following up, because I do tend to follow like the Knesset pretty closely, right? Before the attack, right? They must have done some kind of cost analysis in the sense of who would respond with them, right? And the Knesset also understands that it cannot do this attack later on if Netanyahu's entire power is taken away from him, because the Knesset just immediately loses if Netanyahu's gone, right? So their entire thing was that attack them first, and then just say they're defending themselves, and of course all the Western powers will go ahead and say Israel has the right to defend itself, right? I mean, that's what we're seeing in the media, right? France comes out and says we were sanctioning Israel, but now Israel has a right to defend itself. And all of the other Western powers are saying that. UK even goes ahead and says, oh, we're going to scramble fighters because Iran says that if we attack them, they're going to attack us. And Iran's like, yeah, if you attack us, we will attack you. And they're like, we must scramble the jets immediately. It's just, it's so stupid right now. So that's the thing that they've been banking on. And they've been they've been 100% right about that. Now, Israel believes three things, and I think they're right to believe these things. Number one, with the Trump presidency, they know that Trump will want a major victory in the Middle East. And Israel, I think, has promised in some way that they will deliver that to him if they follow along with the plan to either wipe out Iran or to completely hinder Iran completely, right? This means that the Middle East will be open to Israel-friendly dominance because they want to install the monarchy again within Iran. The second thing that they know is if they show a lot of destabilization in the Middle East, they're waiting to see who comes to Iran's side. Notice how a lot of people like Pakistan and Turkey and China are condemning Israel, but that's it. They're just saying it. They're not doing anything about it. Because they know that if they were to actually respond in kind, the focus will be on them to take out those countries in any way, shape, or form. China can't be touched. But Turkey is like one of the attack dogs of the UN, so they'll be immediately reprimanded with their whole status in NATO and the UN and all that stuff. And then for Pakistan, I don't think they want to piss off more people, especially with India as its neighbor, right? So they know the problems in that. The third and final thing that Israel knows is if they can go ahead and spread a type of propaganda through Iran itself, and I think there's going to be a huge propaganda campaign popping forward now, saying that the Iranians want Israel to attack to free them. I heard that from Netanyahu himself through his press conference and stuff. And then I noticed if you go and look at some Turkish and Iranian posters or posts, whatever, right? Iran and those things free Iran from liberty, right? And I think it's the play and hoping it pays off, but that kind of backfired. Even liberal Iranians, especially the really famous liberal woman in Iran, going viral for talking about wanting to destroy Israel, even though they're propaganda.
Simon, you're cutting out, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. But my final point was basically they're hoping that the liberal movement in Iran would go ahead and, take them down, take down the Iranian regime from the inside. But it looks like it's had an adverse effect, and now the liberal movement in Iran are cheering more for Israel to be taken down.
But the fact that India is supporting Iran over Israel, this is really big.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either.
Asia is completely united, and Asia is a continent, which is, I don't think ever happened.
I think it's because they don't want to push Russia and China. But deep down, I believe they are still with Israel.
No. If they formally supported Iran, this is really.
But it's a game of deception, right? I mean, they can say anything internationally, but it's all a game of deception.
It's all deception as long, but when it's vocalized, it's set in stone, at least for that moment. And from that, we're seeing like a lot of support that's coming from the entire Asian peninsula.
TJ, look at it this way. This war will not have a winner. Like Iran-Iraq war, they fight for 8 years, nobody won. So this war will not have a winner. But at the end, somebody should be responsible for all the damages. And this initial reaction of countries, who is responsible, is very important for the end story. And India is a really big player. There are like more than 1 billion population. If India and China is coming back in Iran, it is big.
Let's see.
But, hey, what's up, Aziz and Caleb? Caleb, I do have a question. Do you think it was a good idea for Israel to do this attack on Iran?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a good idea. I am certainly in favor of Iran never getting a nuclear weapon. I don't know if the timing of this or the strategy involved was a good idea, but Iran not having nuclear capabilities is a good thing.
What about Israel having a nuclear capability? They've been hiding it from everybody.
Well, it's kind of an open secret. I mean, everyone knows. So I don't know. It's not a very good secret. What about it?
So the tiny country like Israel can have the nuclear capability, but when Iran has it, you have a problem with that.
Thank God we live in a time where Jews are able to defend themselves as opposed to the previous 2000 years.
So thank God for Persians to be able to defend themselves. They're extinct as well, just like you.
The difference is that Iran has stated their goals for having a nuclear weapon, which is to erase countries off the map. Israel has not made such a
same thing. I mean, Israel has the Samson option.
Israel doesn't wake up every day and say, death to the great Satan, death to the little
Satan. There's a great Satan.
Can you say death to Palestinians?
Exactly. You just have to be quiet. You just have to shut the fuck up.
Well, Amir's asking me questions and interrupting, which is always what he does. Because he can't stand to hear.
Oh, are you sad? Are you gonna cry, baby?
Please allow him. I know what he's saying is bullshit, but please allow him to expose himself.
Look, you're asking me opinion questions, so I'm giving you my opinion.
No, I thank you for your opinion, but you don't think that Israel is like an ant, right? You know what is it, 6 or 8 million population, right? Yeah, it's like a little ant, right?
10 million people.
Dinosaur. That Iran has, what is it, over 50 million, correct?
I think Iran is about 100 million people, and Israel is about 10 million.
Okay, 80 million, right? My question to you, 80 million, out of the 80, we could say maybe, maybe 20 million are, could serve in the military, correct? Or 10 million?
I don't know. I don't know what the army rules are in Iran.
Versus Israel, you guys have less than 1 million soldiers, right? The capability, they have hypersonic, which America has a hypersonic weapon, but they don't have the hypersonic missiles. They have the access to nuclear, they have access to the defense system of Russia, you guys have access to the defense system of America, and American defense system costs them, tax dollars more money. I don't think it was a good move on Israeli side because I don't think anybody inside Israel would have supported it. It had to do with Netanyahu being in power, right? Because he wants.
I actually think you're wrong. I think most Israelis do support this.
They do support it.
This has been, yeah, they do. This has been. Look, they're not happy that missiles are raining down on them and they have to be in bomb shelters and things like that. But I think there's a general consensus that if this was the moment, right, and if the military decided that this was the opportunity to seize on a 20-year plan, 20 years, right, that they supported. You got to understand, for decades and decades, 3-4 decades, the whole thing has been about not allowing Iran to get a nuclear weapon. The world, the entire Western world has been focused on this for decades and decades. So Iran not having nuclear capabilities is good for the world.
Immediate.
No, but kind of, we have to be equal, right? I think they should. America was in the process of making a deal, like 6 hours prior to this attack. I think Trump came out and said, attack on Iran is off limits. They were still trying to work things out, right? But then we get to hear the Israeli doing the attack. I mean, that was uncalled for, unannounced. And it violated the UN Charter as well, you know? So, I just don't get it, man.
Pretty sure all wars begin with violations of charters. Pretty sure about that.
Usually it's the West doing the violations. In this case, Israel.
So you as an American, do you support if America backs away from Israel? You know, after this attack, they're like, we're not going to support Israel. Would you support America or would you still support Israel?
I can do both. I can say, right, I support Israel. And by the way, supporting Israel doesn't mean supporting its government, just like supporting America doesn't mean supporting its government or its government decisions. So I think I can do both.
I think for the first time, I think I can agree with Caleb on one thing. When he went ahead and said that Israel would go ahead and support a Iranian attack or attacking Iran, basically, that is majority of the sentiment of Israel. Now, I'm not even sure about good timing or whatever. I don't think that's a conversation any of us can hold, because we don't have certain military secrets that these nations will hold within their own governments. But
we can see it through what kind of lies that the Zionist entity says that they relate to what they did in Palestine, Gaza, relate to what they did in Lebanon, what they did. The track record of the Zionist entity is nothing but full of lies.
No, I understand that, but also at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't know what secrets Iran has. I don't know what secrets America has. All these kind of things or whatever, right? So them operating on some secretive basis is one I can't comment on. I'm just saying I can't comment on stuff I don't know. What I do know, however, is if we talk about the focus on the last couple decades, Caleb is right. This has been a Western issue for a long time. Whether it's a good thing or not is up for debate, right? So this response would have happened in some way, shape, or form. It didn't matter if it was a Netanyahu government or not. I just think the only reason why it happened now was because Netanyahu knows the Knesset will lose power if he loses office. So that's my speculation on the matter.
Actually, Sam, I disagree a little bit, right? His government is very fragile at the moment, but I think any government that we would reasonably be able to see formed in Israel would have done the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Because there is no left-wing government.
That I agree with, to a point. But the thing is that I understand any government in Israel would have done this attack, but we're talking about the Netanyahu government, right? So you have to look at it from Netanyahu's perspective. And from that, I can see it like this. He has a fragile political stance. He needs something to bolster it up. He's always played the position of, let me make something up, so that way the Israelis can support me one final time for one final push, whatever. That's how he's been holding power. So this attack on Israel, I believe it is more of a personal stance for him to retain power for as much longer as he needs to.
It's likely a part of it. I don't think it's the whole calculation. We'd be foolish to ignore it as a factor. We can debate about how big of a factor it is.
No, I agree with you. Yeah. I can't even say if it's a major or minor factor, but you're right. We can debate about it back and forth. But to be honest, neither of us would know the major impact on that until after this war is done. After that government has been moved over and Israel has a new government, because those secrets won't be spilled till then.
By the way, even if elections were held today, I think the latest poll I saw, even if elections were held today, Bibi would still be leading, the Likud party would still be leading, and probably still form the government. The question is who would join the government, right? But Bibi and Likud would still be, I don't know, the winner. They would be the ones that would have the first opportunity to form a government. So it's not like if when the war is over, some kind of new apparatus is going to come in. I mean, Likud is still pretty popular.
Understood.
Bibi not so much. Likud, yes.
Yeah, Likud has a lot of support from where I see it.
So, does anybody else want to chime in? We got Aziz, Manraj, and Rolf, and Tom.
Hey everybody, I just joined. Full transparency. I'm Israeli, I know this stuff inside out, and I live in the biggest Persian community outside of Iran. So I have that perspective pretty close up. But I just joined a couple minutes ago, I don't have too much context.
Yeah, so you live inside Israel, Tom?
No, I'm saying I live outside, I live in Canada, in the largest Persian community outside of Iran. And I'm Israeli.
Oh yeah, and you're an Israeli, so you have Israeli passport?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do you think it was a good idea to attack Iran like this? Because Israel, I mean, it's a tiny ant, right? Iran is pretty big.
I heard the last sentence talking about the motivation. I think the motivation is less important than the question about, is it good for the world, literally including for Iranians, including for the Middle East? Is it good for the world that this regime is being stopped or slowed down? And I think that from my Persian community here and many of my Arab friends who are liberals, I have my very conservative Muslim friends are anti-Israel no matter what. All of them believe that the Ayatollahs and the regime in Iran is a huge problem for everybody in the world, including Iranians. And I think that settles that question. In terms of the nuance,
Well, it does not settle that question because you're not their voice.
Exactly.
I don't think their voice.
Because Iranians not getting this crap right now.
Please let him finish.
Let them finish, please. Look, they're opposing positions, but 62 Iranians in Iran are cheering for Israel to demolish and topple the government. That's incredible. Can you imagine your own people voting or hoping the government is bombed by the enemy? What does that mean?
Shut up.
Yeah, you see, look,
Don't make enough stories. Guys, please look, I know it's triggering, right? Let him say his piece, and then I'll give it to one of the Iranians to respond back. Please, go and finish what you're going to say, Tom, and then I'll give it to one of the Iranians that live inside Iran to respond back.
Okay, I understand their opposing opinions, and whatever they answer, I would like for them to say how many people died in the past 2 years in demonstrations from the regime. And then imagine if your government killed that many people in your country, how healthy would that society be? Let's start with that answer before they address the details.
Not you. I'm talking about Iranians. So we have Pamiri, Nergis, and who else? Wayfan. Who wants to respond to Tom?
I can respond. I'm not from Iran, I'm Iranian, but his story is so fake. It's like me saying I have 63 Jews and they say we support Islamic regime. Now go figure out.
Can you all Google a number of people who died from the regime in demonstrations in the past 2 years?
Can you
Just
tell us
Google
how many
it.
Palestinians have been murdered by their regime of
Uh,
Israel?
Are we talking
We don't
about
like the regime, but we don't like the regime. But to come from the outside and attack us in the middle of the night, promising us freedom, fuck.
We're not promising you freedom now. We can talk about the attack.
I mean,
I'm
we
just
are
talking
not. Are you
about
a Zionist?
everybody who's not a radical Muslim is a Zionist.
That was already, yeah, that was a Freudian slip of the tongue. They could say you're a Zionist.
Tom, they're not respectfully because everybody.
Question.
Hold on. Do you believe in the ethnic cleansing that took place in 47, 48? That's how your Jewish state was created. American president was terrorized, was sent letter bombs. Harry S. Truman was sent letter bombs by stern Jewish militia gang. And when they called it Israel in 1948, after that, the UN mediator came around and he wanted to mediate the situation between the Arabs and the Jews. And turned out, again, Jewish militia assassinated their brother. So do you agree to all of this? This is part of Zionism. Do you agree to it? Do you believe, let's go from there.
I agree that my family has been in Israel for 300 years, and we founded a city named Sfat, and we've been there for generations, and Jews have been there for 3,000 years, and those Jews belong there and deserve a country. Did 1 million Jews, were they kicked out of other Arab countries and end up in Israel? Were Arabs kicked out of Israel and end up in other Arab countries?
Did the Germans do the Holocaust? Did the Nazis do the Holocaust?
Did 80 million people
Did the Nazis do the Holocaust?
I'll answer your question. Did 80 million people after World War II?
You're going on a monologue right now. Tom, we're not here for monologue. This is a conversation. Did Nazis do the Holocaust?
Of course, yes.
Okay, how many were there?
How many what?
How many Jewish folks were, slaughtered, butchered, and, put in the oven and whatnot? How many were the total number?
The numbers is around 6 million.
Okay, 6 million. Now, were the Arabs that did that to the Jewish folks?
To a large degree, no. It was a European problem.
Not largely, not at all. Not even at all. There was actually you had the Jewish, even in 1933, you had the Zionists approaching Hitler to do the Hawaii Transfer Agreement. In 1940, again, you had Jewish militia approach the Nazi to get help so that they can get rid of the, British mandate leader and whatnot inside British mandate Palestine. No. These are actual facts. The Nazi gang approached Hitler in 1940. My whole question to you, if you believe in the Zionism of yours, do you agree that this actually happened according to Ilan Pape, which is a Jewish scholar, according to Benny Morris, which is a Zionist Jewish scholar, according to the UN report? Do you agree to all of this? This is part of Zionism. Cleansing, genociding, colonizing the land.
Do you agree with everything ISIS does because you're a Muslim?
The ISIS, bro, we call them kuffar.
ISIS are not Muslim.
And 1 second, ISIS, right now the report came out, I'll provide you Times of Israel. Netanyahu gave weapons to ISIS members in Gaza that has been stealing aid for the past year and a half and selling it in black market for triple the price. And putting the blame on Hamas. Do you want it? Do you want the data?
No, I don't want the data because I see it.
I provided to you from Times of Israel, your own sources.
You see, you're missing the point. You're talking about 1% an example.
No, I have a testimony from Mossad chief. You want it?
Yeah.
That said that we funded, we have given weapons to ISIS. He was on the line.
Netanyahu gave weapons and money to Hamas. What does that mean? It means that there were agreements where they will get money and they will get weapons and they will control the population. That agreement failed and they...
So Netanyahu did fund Hamas. First he funded Hamas, then now he's funding ISIS.
No, again, you see, when Netanyahu openly agrees to funnel money or to allow Qatar to pay Hamas for quiet, that doesn't mean Netanyahu pays Hamas to kill Jews.
They took bribes. Hold on, Tom. They took bribes, literally bribes. The Shinbet chief came out. He wanted to investigate the whole thing. Netanyahu got pissed off. He wanted to fire him. Supreme Court or whatever, they came out. They're like, no, you can't fire this person. I think you actually need data. Should I give you data? Would you consider the part? Okay, so you agree that Netanyahu has given money, $15 million, according to Ehud Barak's testimony, up to $1.4 billion, right, to Hamas. Now he's giving weapons to ISIS to seal the aid.
The difference between allowing Qatar to pass money to Hamas and giving money to Hamas, these are two different things. And it's not a secret. He acknowledged that he supported Hamas because they promised him peace and they were negotiating with Hamas.
Tom, in America, I'm an American and Canadian. I think you're in Canada, right? In America and Canada, if I get $1, right, to fund ISIS or Hamas or humanitarian aid, it actually makes me a terrorist. I don't know if you know about this.
You don't fund ISIS and
No. I'm letting you know. If you fund ISIS or Hamas, it'll make you a terrorist because according to the U.S. and Canadian government, ISIS and Hamas are terrorist entity. Correct?
You're in Canada. There's a mosque.
I'm in America. I'm in Los Angeles.
In Toronto, they fund multiple mosques funneling money to Hamas and to Hezbollah. What do you think? These people got arrested?
Yes. Can you provide evidence, please?
Can you provide evidence? Because you just sound like you're just saying stories, bro. You can't say, well, I'm Israeli and I live in a Persian community and I know everything about the Persians because I live next to them. So I know how they think.
I didn't say that.
That's how you said it.
Let's talk about facts.
You had to introduce yourself. I'm Israeli and I live with a whole bunch of Persians in Canada. That's how you said it, as if you were there.
And I have that perspective.
You have that perspective.
Do you agree to that? Can you concede to this? So an article, it talks about how Netanyahu gave weapons to ISIS. Can you check it out sometimes of Israel?
It's not weapons to ISIS. There's a clan.
Yeah, it says weapons. It says weapons.
There's a clan in Gaza that was opposing Hamas, and it wasn't Netanyahu. His government, the army, whoever supported them.
Do you know the name of the leader?
I don't, but this is not true what you're saying.
It's ISIS. Islamic State. It's Islamic State.
It's not. It was Sunni. It was Sunni.
Read. You cannot read the data that I posted in the chat. It's from Times of Israel. At the bottom, it literally says Islamic State. It has all that. It has direct connection. Yeah, if you don't dispute it, then you actually favor Netanyahu giving weapons to ISIS.
Do you favor Barack Obama? Sorry.
Why are you doing whataboutism? I asked you a question. It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no question. Are you okay with Netanyahu giving weapons to ISIS?
You should know this.
I understand. I want to wait. Hold on a second. JH, please. Do you agree that Netanyahu gave weapons to ISIS? You said yes. Do you support that?
I think it's probably a good idea that Netanyahu.
Do you support it?
Let me finish. Yeah, I'm giving you a full answer, not a yes or no. There's nuance. I think it's a good idea that Netanyahu supports opposing powers in Gaza who are more easily negotiated with, because there's no negotiating with Hamas. If ISIS or somebody like ISIS in Gaza can out Hamas and be negotiated with, that's probably a good idea. Yes.
Okay, but you use the same argument. I mean, if I can just say something. This is the same argument that was used to support Hamas against the PA.
Correct.
And what happened with Hamas?
Correct. But this example happens in every country, in every conflict.
Okay, so when is the next 7th of October going to happen? And when do you imagine it to happen by the group that you're funding now?
I think that the solution is modernization of these societies. Israel and Hamas or the Palestinians can't get along because they're too different. You cannot be your neighbor not allow their daughter to go out of the house, and you cannot be friends with them, right? You have to have a level of understanding of each other.
Actually, hold on, and relate to the daughter. Do you know what happens in the West Bank? When they come out with their daughter, they take them to school. Do you know what the IDF does? Looks under their dress and touches them sexually, and if a father or a brother, comes back and, pushes them back, they get the ass whooped in front of their daughter or sister. I think you should look into it. These are all factual in the West Bank. You brought up a daughter, and he brought up we need to tackle one at a time. All this bullshit that's coming out of
this is a non-talking point. You're guilty of the same things that you're pointing fingers at the Muslims. Your own community does this. Jewish communities do this.
Exactly.
I think the settlers, for example.
I think he's doing is disingenuous. There's no reason to believe this fucking.
Doing what? Just gotta.
Same old bullshit, same old song.
Lies, and opinions and nuance based on bullshit.
That generalization.
Thank you.
Wait, what do Palestinians do?
I don't understand what part of this you guys not agree with.
So Edward, he supports Netanyahu giving weapons to ISIS that have been stealing aid. He supports it because it's in opposition of Hamas.
Not stealing aid. Why is Hamas losing power? Because
and he supports everything to do. He supports Netanyahu giving money to
Israel
Hamas.
loved when 9/11 happened. They thought it was amazing for the country. You don't think they're going to support ISIS? Bro, come on.
Let's engage with him from the Iranian point of view, because obviously he came here again, Iranian.
Yeah, let's do it from Iranian perspective, because he made a claim about Iranians. He lives, just because he lives inside amongst the Persian community in Canada, he makes a claim that, oh, they support this, they support attacking Iran. They were celebrating when Iran got
No,
hit.
that's not true. Let me say what the...
JH, not you. I'm talking about, hold on, JH, I'm talking about.
I understand this. When we attacked Israel, when Iran attacked Israel, we supported it. We were all happy in Richmond Hill.
We're talking, JH, we're talking to, I want to hear from that Iranian perspective. We have people from here in this room that are from Iran.
You're right. So from Iran, Iranian people from Iran are in Iran right now.
No, you don't have Iranian from Iran in this room.
Well, we did yesterday and the day before. I mean, yeah, and we've had Iranians.
We had it this morning as well.
You live in another room. Jesus, another room.
Right now,
Iranians that live in Iran versus Iranians that live outside of Iran have two different opinions. Both agree that the IRGC is oppressive. You know, the government is oppressive, but both diverge in their opinions when it comes to allowing a foreign nation to come and attack them.
So we have to go to history, like everyone. And I really want Tom to listen to this. This historically has happened. So what you are saying about the Iranian regime, in 1979, a revolution happened in Iran. So you are aware of that. And at that time, the Iranian regime was much, much more violent than it is right now. And
much more violent.
Sorry, violent. Okay. And many Iranians died because of the violence of the regime. And a group of these Iranians went outside. They are called Mujahideen. And they convinced Saddam to attack Iran, do a regime change, because of exact same reason that you are bringing up for Israel attacking Iran. And Saddam did attack. My father was, before this attack, was planning a military coup against the Iranian regime. Right after the attack, they all united. The biggest airstrike against Iraq happened. The whole air force of Iraq collapsed. And for 8 years, Iranians were united, demolishing Iraq. There is no Iraq anymore. And those people, Mujahideen, which collaborated with Saddam, right now they are hiding in Albania. And Iranians all around the world are looking for them. So be very careful. Iranian, independent of their political attitude, are especially sensitive to their territory. If you put a finger on that territory, you are united them for eternity. They will come after you. Look what happened to Saddam. This is not a warning. Go hide. Go hide. This thing is not gonna be peacefully ended. This is very ugly, Tom. And I really want you, as a fellow Iranian, be careful who you are siding with.
How many people died in the hands of the regime in the past 2 years? Peaceful protesters. Can we Google that up?
Can you say how many people died? How many people died at the hands of the police in America, bro? The fuck out of here.
Let's say 20,000. 20,000.
Act as if Iran is the only people that does this to their own people. Are you serious? Full of propaganda.
There's no
At least Iran never launched that.
What are you talking about?
To kill their own
What are you talking about? You must not be black and brown in America, bro.
Yeah, the U.S. has so much shit through policing to their people. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly. And you guys are victim of like other immigration issues. Like there is no pathway for you. Like you're here talking about Canada and blah blah blah. You don't even know.
Every single year. More than 50.
It's about 1,200 people. It's about 1,200 people, and it's about 1,200 people in the U.S. killed by police every year.
It's about
there's more than 400,000 kids. They go missing every year.
Human trafficking by the police.
Yeah, human trafficking. All of this, plays a large role. But Tom, you made a pretty good. I didn't know you were the extremist that supports Netanyahu giving weapons to ISIS, right? So that's an extreme position.
Yeah.
So do you support Ben Gvir? And no, a lot of people don't. Caleb doesn't. He's anti-Netanyahu. He's Israeli as well.
I hate Netanyahu. I just think that whoever replaces him will do the same thing, because what he's doing, more or less, he's got.
So the Zionists interview for criminals, nothing but criminals.
He hates the victim, but he loves the actions.
Netanyahu is terrible, but the replacement will still do the same thing. And then you have two idiots in the Israeli government, Ben Gvir and Smotrich, that nobody agrees with, everybody hates, but without them, the coalition falls. So they stay in the government. They have no power. They talk their mouth. They say the stupidest thing. They embarrass Israel. Nobody agrees with them. Their coalition doesn't agree with them. But unfortunately, without them, the government falls. So Netanyahu allows them to stay, and they get to do all the stupid shit they do. But they don't really affect anything. They just make us look terrible and say stupid things, which is terrible. But it's not they're having impact on policy.
You guys are hated by everyone in the world.
Because you're uninformed.
I think we're all want to say something. Let's allow you.
You guys are fucking genocidal maniacs.
Hang on, we got a lot of Ross in here. Ross, go on, Ross.
May I ask, Tom, do you think Netanyahu is being too soft on the Arabs?
No, you can't be too soft. There's two crazy wars going on, so you can't be too soft. But I think what he's doing is the only way to try and bring peace to the world, because extreme Islam is eventually going to get.
Oh my fucking God. You think Bibi is trying to bring peace to the world? You're so fucking delusional, bro. Yo, you're so fucking delusional, bro.
No, he's right.
Trying to bring peace to the world.
You're right.
No humans left. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. One of the biggest peacemakers right now is called the Khaybar missile, which is rumored to be about 3,000 to 4,000.
That's actually the Omicron
warhead. Yeah, that's inside the peacemaker.
Yeah, the peacemaker. Yeah. It's on the way.
And well, no, it's already.
And we have some.
Already had. Here's the thing about this though. These missiles are hitting the chemical. I didn't see the latest ones. I don't know anything about the latest ones, but the ones before, about 2 hours ago, they hit the refineries. This area is one of the most heavily air secured area in Israel. The refineries, multiple layers of air defense. The Khaybar missiles are heavier, so it's assumed. It's assumed. Hold on. It's assumed that the missiles would be slower. So I don't know how fast they are, but I'm assuming they would be slower with a 3,000 or 4,000 pound warhead. But they are hitting, and the air defense systems are just not even being. They're just not comparable. Like they're not even in the same area.
13 Mach.
13 Mach. Oh yeah, they're pretty fast.
13 Mach. The speed is 13.
Yes.
The fact is that the missile did not hit the refinery, but they hit an Arab village, killed three Arab Israelis.
Come on, man. We have seen the.
Those are the facts.
We have seen the videos, man. We have seen the videos.
They wanted to be the refinery.
There you go. You're very
You are complaining about
Arab village.
Please don't
speak over each other, man. Let him finish. He's Israeli. Let him hear one person at a time so we can understand, and then we can go back and forth. Go on, Eagle, finish, and then we'll question something.
I already said what the facts are that not the refinery was hit, but the Arab village in the Haifa area.
Wait. Now we care about Arabs?
Israeli Arabs were killed.
Now you care about Arabs?
Those are
Now you care about Arabs,
70,000 Palestinians unalived, including tens of thousands of children. And now we bring up Arabs. Three Arabs.
What happened tonight in Haifa?
No, we're talking about the whole shit.
So does it matter that, and let me, does it matter that 3 Arabs were unalive today?
It's unfortunate. It's unnecessary.
Oh, wait. Now it's unfortunate? After 60,000 in under 2 years, now 3 is unfortunate?
You use food as a weapon? Get the fuck out of here. You guys are the most biggest fucking hypocrites ever, bro.
3 is unfortunate now after 60,000. Now it becomes unfortunate.
They did not hit it. They indiscriminately fire.
Okay, we believe you. But we have videos and we are looking at it in live. We're looking at it in live. In the second news channel of Iran, we have a live. Hey. We are looking at it in live.
It's only on Iranian TV fake.
It's fake. Everything is fake. And you tell the truth.
You will see.
You tell the truth.
AI picture. It's a fake.
Yeah.
About indiscriminately bombing when they've been indiscriminately bombing Gaza, and he has.
I know.
It's fucking incredible.
You're starving human beings, Igal. Your country's starving. You're wanting to starve human beings to death.
They just fucking
No one feels sorry. I don't feel sorry for Israel. Not one.
Save your tears,
I don't feel sorry for them. I hope they fucking burn Tel Aviv.
Burn Tel Aviv, then you're into
that's going too far. He's going to take it in the butt.
Yeah, he's going to take it in the butt.
What the fuck are you talking about? I live in America, bro. Fuck Tel Aviv.
Well, Tel Aviv have 500,000 Arabs living in it or by it. So
Tel Aviv.
Arabs matter now?
Oh, yeah. Arabs matter. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Now Arabs matter.
Wow.
Now look who's using human shields. Look who's using human shields.
You're losing on every point. Take one point and
Shut up, you fucking BB is a fucking hero to the world. You fucking weirdo. Stop sucking BB's dick.
Just shut up.
The Iranian attack of today.
No, you can't say Iranian attack about today and say, well, 3 Arabs passed away.
How the Iranians don't care about what they fire indiscriminately
the
direction of Israel, no matter who will be.
Egal. 3 Arabs. 3. When your country has killed in less than 2 years over 60,000.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that, Eagle.
That's the point.
About that, Eagle. No.
Like Eagle, if I may say something, Eagle, the fact that you come here and you're trying to flip us on the Iranians is so pathetic. You fucking idiot. Like everything that you guys have been doing for the last 2 years, excluding the 76 years prior to that, and now you come here talking about the 3 civilians that went by mistake, and you're trying to flip us on the Iranians? What happened to you guys? Can you tell us what happened to you guys, Eagle? Can you tell us?
Every time.
Tell us what happened to you. Can you shut the fuck up when you talk, buddy?
No, I can't, because he doesn't represent himself well.
Eagle, can you tell us what's
he's representing himself very well, so shut the fuck up and let him talk.
Sure, let's see.
Go ahead, airplane.
Tell us what's happening in Haifa right now. Can you tell us other than the 3 Palestinians? Tell us what's
burning right now.
Share it with us. And I'm even surprised that you have
I'm even
surprised. I mean, even listen.
AI pictures in.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. How did you fucking idiot? Let me ask you this.
Just explain something. The Iranian Postal Service is delivering gifts to Haifa. End of.
Yeah, we're more to come. But let's move on. Eagle, now tell me, how did you get news that 3 Arab Palestinians were killed on those attacks?
Disappearance of Tamara.
Okay, tell me, how did you get that news? Did you go there?
All over the world.
Like, did you go there?
It's published.
I thought there was restrictions.
There are restrictions, but some things get reported, and this one was reported.
So the missile, 3,000 to 4,000 pound missile managed to kill only 3 people in a village. It would have wiped the entire village out.
Right. They also killed a few more civilians yesterday. Most of them by the women, by the way.
And Eagle, if there is an AI, it will be detected right away.
This is a disrespect to many of these people. You know, we are grown people. Igor, you're nothing but a Jew, an asshole, a liar, as always. You never die. You never get touched. The only one who dies is the Arabs, and then our missiles are Photoshop. Our drones are fake. Okay, deal with the fake ones. Deal with the Photoshop and taste it. We're going to do exactly what you've done to Gaza people. First, we're going to destroy Haifa. Then you will have no oil, no food. We're going to starve you to death, as you have done with Gaza children. That's what.
Tell him, you know.
I'm looking at like something else. Right now, it's deeply. And I know how you feel, baby.
So, anyways, I want to get some new voices in here. We got new people up on the stage. You got Layla. Layla, did you want to say something?
Hi, Salam. How are you?
I just want
to
say something?
I just want to ask Tom about comparing numbers the last 2 years, the Islamic regime, how much they killed compared to Israel. Can you give me the numbers?
How many Israelis did Israel kill versus how many Iranians did the Iranian regime kill? How many of your own people do you have to kill in order for you all to understand?
I understand the question. Do you have those numbers?
In all the demonstrations in Israel, we're trying to topple the Netanyahu.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
It's zero. It's zero. There's no demonstrations in Israel.
Sorry. Did I just hear zero?
Yeah, zero demonstrators. About 60,000 Palestinians died so far.
So 20,000 for 2 years, only 60,000 Palestinians died so far.
According to Hamas, which is the number provided by that entity, it's about 60,000.
Okay. And how many people have been killed by the Islamic regime inside Iran the last 2 years?
I think it's about 600 people in demonstrations were killed by their own regime. It's like America killing 600 people. According to I use Perplexity and Google for my research, but I was told that same number by my friends who are Persians.
Okay, Persians in the West, yeah?
Yes, they're in Toronto, correct.
Okay, the same technique that you guys are using now about Iranians and Iranians are getting oppressed or whatever, you guys use the same thing with Iraq. Yeah. And look what happened after the downfall of the Iraq dictatorship. More people have died after than he was in power. Stop your propaganda up here.
Yesterday your name was Sophia, and everybody there who are Persians blamed you for being a mouthpiece for the Iranian government.
Tom, you're Persian. You're Persian.
I'm not Persian. I'm Israeli.
Okay, listen. One second.
Every time you swear, it's like, I'm wrong.
I was waiting to talk to him. I asked you for numbers, and you gave me your sources, your friends, the Shahs in the West.
I'd say Perplexity, which is the best. I get Perplexity. What's the number? What's your number, Leila?
It's definitely not making Palestinians. I don't have the numbers. I'm honest. I don't have the numbers. I'm telling you. I don't have the numbers about Palestine, though.
Okay, let me
about Palestine, but it's nowhere compared to the Islamic regime.
Tom, let me ask you this, Tom. Let me ask you this question, okay? So you're not Persian, is that correct?
Correct.
And right now the issue is that Israel attacked Iran and Iran is responding back to Israel, is that correct?
Correct.
So why the fuck are you talking about it to us about the Iranian regime?
We're talking about Iran.
I thought you were Iranian, Tom, I thought you were Iranian.
No, I said multiple times I'm Israeli. You guys
for the Iranian people.
What is your origin? Where do you come from, Tom? Like which country, ethnically, which country?
My mom's family has been in Israel for 300 years, and on my dad's family, my grandfather moved from Austria when he was 1 year old.
So, according to the Tel Aviv University, Ashkenazi, right? So, Ashkenazi Jewish lineage only goes back to 600 to 800 years. This is from the Tel Aviv University, right? So, you said 300 years. Can you provide evidence that, where was provide evidence that your family was over there from 300 years ago? So, you were born and raised inside Israel? Is that the case? Your grandmother was born and raised inside Israel?
And both my grandparents were raised in Israel. On my dad's side, they arrived at 1 year old. On my mom's side, they were born in Israel, yes. On my dad's side, they were born in Austria, but they moved to Israel about 100 years ago.
What do you think now, Tom? Israel attacked Iran and Iran is responding back.
Can you just give me a sec?
Stick to that one, you fucking.
Can you just give me a sec? I've got a question for Tom, if you don't mind. Tom, you mentioned that you have some friends that are Persian, is that correct?
Many friends were Persian.
Many friends are Persian, okay. Can you do me a favor? I would appreciate the answer. If you can ask them, how many people did Savak, the secret police force of the Pahlavi dynasty, how many people did they kill during their existence? And I want an answer from them, if you don't mind.
Look, they are saying that the Shah was not great for many people, but all of us here understand nuance. And the bottom line is that Iran in 1978 was like Europe, was like America. There was freedom. There was problems, but we have it.
I'm 61 years old. We didn't have running water. We didn't have poor, very poor. Yes, nothing. Hey, man, I'm 61 years old. What are you talking about? We didn't have roads. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have televisions. What the fuck are you talking about? Stop lying, man. I'm 61 years old. You're disgusting. You're disgusting, man. Everyone can Google and see what 10.
1 second.
We didn't have running water. People were washing their dishes under.
Some people outside of Chicago have no food today. That doesn't mean that America is a poor country.
America is a poor country, you fucking idiot.
No, you're poor because you're an idiot. Clearly, you're poor and stupid.
We were importing doctors from Pakistan.
People are poor.
We were importing doctors from Philippines. But now we are exporting doctors to Vancouver, to England, to the United States. We have 8 greatest underground on Earth. We have 17,000 kilometers of highways. In Tehran only, we have 360 kilometers of underground. You can search it. I'm living in Tehran. I have been to Europe. I have been to America, to Canada, to everywhere almost. Iran is developed now. We couldn't make a bullet. Now we make missiles. Now we have satellite. Hey, Tom, please respect our brain, man. We are living in real world. Which cave are you living in, man?
All the Zionist Persians that are crying, sitting in Los Angeles, in Toronto, you know why they're crying? It's because in 1979, they lost their privilege. They lost their wealth. They had to fuck off and go and live in Los Angeles.
Thank you.
That's what they're bitter now. Because they lost control
Iran today is not free. Iran today does not
That's Israeli propaganda. You're not
Who are you to dictate whether you're Who are you to dictate liberation to anybody? You went in the slave of Iran. You're the last people to dictate peace or anything like that. You guys are murderers. You just fucking let me go. America is not even free, bro. We living under a fascist regime. Netanyahu guys want America for peace. Netanyahu guys want America for peace.
Okay, we hear you. Now we're
America's
to
not
speak.
free.
And somebody free America, please.
Yeah.
Free America.
Yeah, we need to free America, to be honest.
Please. We're living under a fascist
You know how we're going to free America? We're going to free Israel from Zionism first, and then we'll automatically free America.
Yes.
Okay, now let Tom speak, please. Go ahead, Tom.
It's called cognitive dissonance. When I speak and you shut me up before letting me finish, that's because your brain can't accept a different opinion in your
Let's take one mic at a time, guys. Please allow the Zionist to speak. The reason why the more he speaks, the more he exposes himself. And
I don't support Netanyahu. I don't support Ben Gvir. I'm very sad about what's happening.
you support Netanyahu killing Hamas, right?
Yes, killing.
Hamas meaning little kids. Yeah, Hamas meaning little kids.
It's fighting Hamas. It's about killing Hamas. Okay. Now again, cognitive dissonance is this thing that stops you from listening to me because you can't accept new ideas. I don't have to accept what you're saying.
You're the one that is suffering from that.
No, it's not that. It's that
You lost us. You lost us the minute that you said that Bibi Netanyahu is the hero of the world.
He's not a hero.
Fucking stupid. You said that. You said that. That came out your mouth.
I support what he's doing.
That came out your mouth. That came out your mouth. That came out your mouth.
I never said
he's a hero. That he was the hero of the world.
No, I didn't. What's wrong with you? Who would
yes,
say
you
that?
did.
I'm a little
sophisticated. You said that. You said that. You said that.
No, I didn't.
You don't even know you say lies, bro.
Oh my God.
Do you want great freedom to people who did revolution? So is that how you learn?
Let's address in one sentence Netanyahu. Whoever replaces him will do the same thing because the only thing to do is what he's doing. I don't like him. I hope that we replace him. There's a bunch of other problems. Some of what he does may be due to his political situation. So maybe he attacked Iran because his government would otherwise fall. But attacking Iran was the right thing to do. That's what I'm saying. I didn't call him a hero.
It's not. Attacking Iran, it's not the right thing to do because we don't know if other countries are going to jump in. If the United States decides to jump in, what if China decides to jump in? What if other countries decide and then becomes World War III? This is the reason why Obama didn't touch it, why fucking Biden didn't touch it. Sorry. And even why Trump wanted to negotiate it. But since Bibi Netanyahu thinks everyone needs to stand behind Israel this and Israel that, Israel this, we're tired of fucking Israel and bringing us into war.
Okay, so I agree with you for once. It's not better for the U.S. It's necessary for Israel because Iran will attack Israel first, and then it will attack the U.S. So yes, Netanyahu is doing it for Israel. Of course he would. It's telling you he will. It's telling you that
because they say it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Just because your husband beats you up doesn't mean that he's a cheater.
It's going to happen. Do you know how many so what? And if they do, they do. Who gives a fuck? Why the fuck you care? Worry about Israel. But don't bring us into your fucking war. The Americans don't want it, bro. We just got out of a 20-year war. We lost to the Taliban.
So I think Jindip wanted to say something. Jindip, are you there? Because I think I forgot to. Jindip wanted to speak for a while. Jindip, are you there, brother? Jindip. So the West Bank is under actually complete shutdown. Go on, Jindip.
All of a sudden, it's an Arab town, right? And
Listen, Zionists, you cannot debate them. You can only diagnose them because they lie and lie and lie and lie. Just diagnose them, that's it. You can't debate them.
Yeah, Hasbara 101.
You guys can think about conspiracy theories. Israel is tiny. I get videos.
Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. No, I will not because you're just fucking lying.
Because that means you lost. So that means you lost. Because if you were.
It doesn't. It means that we lost the fucking wall and we don't want to hear from the fucking wall lying back to us.
So, Tom,
it's just echoing.
Tom, I do have another question for you, right? Do you believe in collective punishment?
In most cases, no. It's generally speaking not a good idea.
What about when they stop the aid from coming in? I mean, for your hostages, or Hamas did not want to give up the hostages. Do you believe in collective punishment?
You can see it in two ways. Number one, the aid was slowed down.
Your opinion.
I don't believe that. No. But it wasn't collective punishment. Again, there's nuance.
It's collective punishment. Did you know the definition of collective punishment?
I'm well aware of what collective punishment is, but you're missing something. You know that
if you stop the aid, right, for what is it, 26, maybe 20,000 Hamas soldiers or 50,000, terrorist Hamas soldiers, whatever, and you stop the food from coming in for the rest of the people that are living there, close to 2 million or more than 2 million, right? That is collective punishment.
Or you can call it applied pressure, which every single country does in every single war.
Not collective punishment. People don't do collective punishment.
Every single war. Every single war.
It's a violation of international law. Honestly, hang on, please. There's no point of cursing at each other. There's no point. Just like Jindip said, we can observe them, and that's all I'm doing. So collective punishment is if you stop the aid for the people that you had about 20 or 40,000 Hamas people that they have the hostages, whatever, but you have 2 million people starving. Right, so you would starve the 2 million people that had nothing to do with taking in hostages. You would starve them, kill them, do all that stuff, right? And if they don't have the aid, which means they could die. So you believe in that, right, Tom?
So how many people died from starvation?
A lot of people died.
No, not a lot of people died.
You should ask Google Baba. You should ask Google Baba yourself. Malnutrition was the number one thing as well inside Gaza.
Amir, I'll wait for you. Go ahead and Google it up. There was food scarcity.
Like,
there was pressure. There's people hungry for sure, but there's nobody starving. They're using it as a tool to apply pressure.
Disingenuous.
Go ahead, look it up. Let's go wait.
You're full of it.
Go ahead,
Who
look
does
it up.
that?
And
Who stops people to use it as pressure? Like, what moral code is that? What moral code is that? What moral code is that? Even if it's used for pressure. Think about it. Like, think about the words that are coming out of your mouth. It's quite evil. It has to stop.
So by the way, Tom, just like you said, I actually looked it up.
Tom, did you ever kill a Palestinian child? Have you ever killed a Palestinian child or a Palestinian?
I just want to add this one really quick, and then we can go to Jindip. So, Gaza Ministry said 57 children have died from malnutrition since the aid blockade began on March 2, 2025. What do you have to say? 57 children. Is that a good thing, Tom?
I think that's probably an exaggeration, and it's whatever the number is.
Okay, let's forget about hold on. Let's forget about 57. What about 25 kids? Let's go half. Is that a good thing?
I think one is too many.
Okay, so is it okay in your case to justify the collective punishment? Do you believe in collective punishment? Is it okay?
Not okay to justify you.
Can you pressurize the kids? What have the kids done to you, Zionist entity, that you're pressurizing the kids?
You need to ask the following question, and let me turn the question back to you. If stopping aid to Gaza and applying some pressure will save 20 Israeli children from missiles, is that justified?
According to the international law, it's not justified. According to my Muslim belief, Islamic belief, we don't do that. It's wrong. Okay? Even during war, you're supposed to give them the aid. You're supposed to allow the aid. And according to international law, you can't even starve Hamas. Did you know this? I don't know. I think you're probably not well versed in this, right? We actually went over it, me and Edward. According to the international law, even Hamas, you cannot starve them. during the war, so-called war, the one-sided fucking discussion.
Which Geneva Convention?
Go do your own research, just like you asked me. Go ask ChatGPT, okay?
Makes sense.
Go ask ChatGPT now. Yeah, ask ChatGPT. I'm not gonna sit here and
I'm agreeing with you. Let no waste time on GPT. I'm saying that's fine. Oh my God.
Yeah, Jindip wanted to ask you something. Go on, Jindip.
Did you ever kill a Palestinian child or a Palestinian? Did you ever shoot anyone?
You asking me that stupid question?
Yes, I am.
I'm not going to answer that retarded question. I wouldn't be here having a conversation with you.
Did you ever shoot any Palestinian? Did you ever shoot a Palestinian kid?
Wouldn't be having this conversation with you if I was the type of person. Actually, I would have. And the answer is no, obviously. But maybe if I was a soldier in Israel and I was in a war, maybe I would have had to shoot somebody.
Attempt to answer, meaning that you were trying to evade the fucking question.
That's a stupid question. Have you ever raped a woman and killed her? Would that be a question I would ask you? No, so stop asking me stupid questions.
You were in the, if you're in the Israel,
who raped a woman?
Meaning that you serve in the IDF, meaning that
Can you give me the name? Can you give me the name of the person that got raped, please, on 7th October?
Wait, Tom, I have a question.
Tom, can you give me the name? Hang on, can you give me the name of the person that got raped on 7th October?
On 6th of October.
On 7th of October. On 7th, please. Hamas did the attack on 7th, not on 6th.
I'm going to give you the answer. On 6th of October, late at night, I smoked a joint and I watched TV. And before I went to bed, I opened my phone and I started seeing what's happening. And for the next 8 hours, I saw live videos on all kind of social networks that will scar me for the rest of my life. And I saw these videos directly from cameras from Hamas. If any of you don't think that the craziest atrocities happen on 7th of October, any of you, you are brain dead. You're delusional. You're sick.
Atrocities that happened on the 7th of October excuse atrocities that had happened to
No,
Palestinians.
we're not talking about that.
You're asking us to put ourselves in the moral ground whenever you don't have the fucking moral ground.
No, this question, women being raped on the 7th of October.
Can you give me the name of the woman that got raped? Can you give me the name?
Dude, there's
no one.
Please give me the name. I need to know the name. Can you give me the name?
Sarah. Okay, I don't know the name.
Give me the full name. Give me the full name. What was the name?
How would I know their names?
Can you give me the name of the person that got raped on 7th of October? Give me the fucking name.
Wait, Tom, can I ask you a question? I actually have two questions for you. The number one question.
I think Amir doesn't believe that people were raped. I saw people being raped.
Look, you're not being consistent. Hold on. So the problem I have with you, why would you take anything from, Hamas, the GoPro, whatever, when you don't accept anything else from Hamas? The numbers that come from Hamas, you don't take it. You don't accept the numbers that come from Hamas. You don't take anything when they accuse Netanyahu of killing innocent people. You don't accept any of that. You look at them as liars. Why would you accept a video coming from Hamas?
Which video? I accepted almost everything you said.
You accept everything that Hamas says.
No, I told you, according to Hamas, about 60,000 people died. I accepted when you said 57 children died from malnutrition. I told you, I think it's an exaggeration. Even one is too many.
You don't believe it. That's why you didn't accept it.
You said
how many children died from
exaggeration? You said it was an exaggeration, meaning
that's what about is about.
Right,
that's about what is
changing goalposts. What about real fallacy stuff?
I'll tell you why I don't believe it. Because since 7th of October,
you don't believe the video. Then why did you believe the video?
Let me finish the sentence. You'll understand what I'm saying. The reason I don't.
You're like,
oh my God.
You're
afraid to hear me.
You're like, meaning yes, there's a high likelihood that you're like.
Hey Tom, didn't you say that if you were IDF, you would have shot a Palestinian kid? Didn't you just say that?
No, I said if I was in the army, then maybe I would have had to shoot someone.
Okay, stop right there. So let me ask you a question. So if that's because you're saying this is a war and then you have to do what you have to do. My question to you is, why was the Holocaust so wrong then?
Because these were innocent Jews that had no beef or problem with
So these Palestinians are not
appropriating that it was more than Jews.
Wait, the Palestinians are not innocent then. So that's what you're saying.
The Palestinians are called, it's a terrible term, but the innocent ones are called collateral damage, which exists in every war.
Oh my God, the narrative that you guys twist. So you're telling me that you guys were in damage? It makes no sense.
Jews damaged the German society. I mean, Jews were the doctors and the politicians and the.
It doesn't matter. That's not how Germany is so bad. Just like just like you said, you don't. Just like you're saying that you don't see it as in we have to pick and choose. We're gonna shoot everybody. Germans will say, no. You shot a kid. What did a kid do to you? What did a kid and a mother do to you?
Why would I shoot a kid?
You just said that. If I was IDF, I would have had to shoot a kid.
Look, I'll tell you, if there was a person in front of me shooting at me and they were in front of me.
I'm talking about a kid, a Palestinian kid.
I child is not very
in the streets. All people are out chanting.
Nobody should shoot any innocent people, period. Kid or adult. I don't understand this
idea. Okay, because there's several
it's IDF.
With
it's not IDF, it's not defense, it's a terrorist.
Okay, what was it?
It's ITF.
ITF,
So I think, Tom, your whole this whole narrative from Hasbara book, which is called Global Language Dictionary. Khaled is well aware of it. I gave it to Shape, I gave it to Edward. We covered about 60 pages of it, right? There's arguments for it, there's arguments against it. Since 2009, and the publisher is Israeli. He was a publisher until 2012 inside Israel, and until this company just went bankrupt or whatever, went out of business. That's called Global Dictionary, right? It has all these arguments since 2009. The blame is always on Hamas and Iran, right? It's never like the other way around, that the Zionist entity could be at fault at all. They want peace, they want nothing to do with this, and there's no occupation, they did not do blockade for more than 10 years. You want the Global Dictionary?
I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming that. What do I need it for? I can argue from the point of moral.
Global Dictionary has all these arguments in there.
Lying the whole time. You've been disingenuous. How are you moral?
How am I not?
Because you've been lying the whole time. I have an issue
with bombing civilian places like the city, Narmek. In Tehran, there's a neighborhood called Narmek, right? I was talking to Iran like 20 minutes ago. That's wrong. That's bullshit. We all know it's bullshit. ITF doing it all the time to Hamas, to everyone. And it's a pattern. Everybody knows it.
It's a pattern for you, yet all the media in the world, which is anti-Israel, is
pretty much like the narrative. They changed the narrative, right?
They used to be prepping Israel.
They changed the narrative, right?
Until people woke up and demanded truth. That's when the world became anti-Israel. Not the media. You guys have been paying the media for years. You have been paying politicians for years. So what the fuck are you talking about, sweetheart?
Every time you interrupt, you lose. Pick a point. Any point, and I'll defeat you.
I'm not just telling you facts. What the fuck you're saying?
Like what? One example, and don't interrupt me because you lose every time you interrupt.
I don't care about winning with you. I've already won. I've won that life, bitch.
Because you're ignorant, and ignorance breeds happiness. That's good for you. But just don't open the book.
So that doesn't have an Israeli talking point?
Yeah.
In Israel, it's a rational talking point. Give me a single. Your last point was would I shoot a child? If I saw a father who is shooting at me and they have a child in front or behind them, I may have to shoot to that area and that child might die.
Why are you so justifies killing people?
No, it's not, but that's what happens in war, and you all know that.
55,000 people got killed by ITF, and you just find this shit now?
How many Hamas terrorists died?
Most of those
knows, but that
listen, that came from the ITF. 55,000 people got killed by ITF, and you're justifying because the Hamas behind, like hiding behind those people. It's fine, brother. You know that.
Well, most of them are by air, by the way, by bombs. So not by IDF shooting somebody.
They killed Ismail Haniyeh, right, in Iran. And then they were able to shoot to his head from far, right, from distance, like, I don't know, like 5 kilometers away. And they claimed that they can do it, but they cannot do it to every single person in Hamas. They kill people, they bomb hospitals, and they're saying like, they bomb in the buildings, civilians, they bomb in the hospitals. And you're justifying that? Such a loser.
Are you saying that after seeing all the videos and pictures of missiles going out from hospitals, from mosques, from basements of homes, just seeing them? Don't interrupt me.
There's no radios. What are you talking about?
There's 1,000 videos.
No, there's no radios showing missiles coming out of hospitals.
It's from the port of the hospital. You can't be out of a hospital. From the port of the hospital. So you don't understand how that's not the same as randomly bombing a population? I'm not saying it's right, but...
Dude, you've been brainwashed by our international television. You know what I'm talking about?
This is a claim, but Israel has not provided any evidence showing that missiles have been coming out of hospitals or universities or any of these places that they bombed.
This week, the latest videos are from the grounds of the European hospital, and right in front of the European hospital door, there's a massive tunnel entrance, and they took CNN for a whole tour. Okay, you guys are selective with what you're looking at. And the fact that you know the difference between randomly bombing the population.
If there's a tunnel, you said people there are missiles being fired.
Wait. Aren't there tunnels under hospitals in Tel Aviv?
And if the Iranians aim at these areas, they would be justified. Unfortunately, I agree with you. I saw missiles today coming out of Tel Aviv, and the Iranians are saying they were attacking.
Look, Tom, I know you're Iranian. Look, since you're Iranian, right? Now it's like they're bombing Iranians, like your family in Iran, and they bomb the place and say those places like IRGC behind you, those places. Would you be happy like your entire family killed?
No, I'm not happy, and what I acknowledge to you right now is that I saw a video of Iron Dome missiles coming out of Tel Aviv to defend Tel Aviv. And what I'm saying is, if Iran attacks Tel Aviv and kills innocent people because they're aiming at these missiles, then they would be justified. But it is not the same as when Iran purposely attacks a neighborhood that has no relations to the military. You don't distinguish the two.
I do want to add something really quick, Tom. I put the link in the chat. Yoav Gallant said, how you guys stopped the ceasefire that was supposed to happen in Gaza? Yoav Gallant accused IDF of faking the pictures of the tunnels. And that's how you were able to stop the ceasefire from happening. Yoav Gallant, he was a defense minister. So anyways, continue with the Iranian BS that you're making these claims now. We need evidence.
You said that Iran is targeting civilians in Israel. What do you mean by that? Because why would they send a missile that could take out strategically something important in Israel? Instead, they use it to kill civilians. Which doesn't degrade Israel.
I made a point for you. I said that I saw missiles coming out of Tel Aviv, Iron Dome missiles, they're defensive missiles, but nonetheless. And then I saw Iranian missiles attacking that area, which is a civilian area. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Iran is shooting back at the Iron Dome missiles. That's a civilian area, but that's a mistake.
Do you understand that Israel puts its intelligence, its headquarters, IDF headquarters, various military headquarters in civilian populations?
The intelligence headquarters is in civilian populations, and that's a legitimate target.
I've heard that argument a lot of times. So many times, listen to me. So if you see a school shooting in a school, wait, hold on. If you see a school shooting in a school, would you bomb the entire school because you want to kill that school shooter? Your argument doesn't make any sense.
Of course he does. If the school shooter runs rockets...
Once you see a school shooting in America, just bomb the entire school because there is a school shooting in the school. So your argument goes the same thing, right? You see there is a Hamas member in the house or in the hospital, and you want to bomb the hospital because there is a Hamas member, like a couple of them in there. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay, what's not an argument? That's not an argument. Like you're saying, it doesn't make any sense. You dumbass.
Well, you're afraid to listen.
What's an argument? Give me the counter-argument.
You know what I found interesting?
Well, do you want to hear the argument?
For the last 19 months,
let him respond. He doesn't have any argument. He doesn't have any argument against this.
If there's a Hamas member shooting rockets into all of these other civilian areas in Israel, and Israel needs to decide, do we let that person kill a bunch of Jews, or do we unfortunately have to kill him and everybody around him? There is an argument to be made that they should shoot and kill him.
So there is a school shooting inside the school and killing two students, and you bomb the entire school?
They claim to have this amazing technology that is able to target a single person, yet they decide to go and be
What is that technology? What is that magical technology you're talking about? What is that magic laser?
You claiming
you don't know.
Technology.
Google it up and find the technology.
Wait, do you know what I find interesting? I find interesting.
I never believed
for the last 19 months, they wouldn't let the media into the Gaza Strip, right? Piers Morgan said something about this, right? They were really controlling the media and anyone that goes in. But after Iran bombed the shit out of them, I see CNN in the ground, Sky News in the ground. Look what's what happened. Look what has happened to this family. Oh my God.
Now they've been bombing my entire country for 2 days right now as we're speaking, right? They're bombing my country, Iran, the entire... Let me talk. Let's talk.
Oh my God, it's so sad. What about the fucking Palestinians that you're considering doing a genocide for? No one has any empathy for you, you fucking maniacs.
Chill, listen, calm down. Take a chill. Look, so, let me talk. So, as you see, it's been 2 days right now. My country is getting bombarded by fucking Israel. And one of the missiles attacked and hit the civilian houses and apartment in Haifa or Tel Aviv, I'm not quite sure. And now the entire media from Fox News, Newsmax, far right, covering that shit. But now as they speak, I think 10 minutes ago, 64 people of Iranian got killed by the bomb. So nobody's covering that shit, you know? They look away because it doesn't fit the narrative.
They are not chosen, only they cover chosen.
Okay, Tom.
This is coming and then supporting that shit.
1 second, Tom. You said that it's understandable to destroy a full place with other civilians when there's one terrorist in there.
If there's correct, if there's a terrorist in a school with an atom bomb that will destroy the city, the government may decide to destroy the school and all the children in order to save the city. That's a calculation.
What is this kind of
Okay, let's say I agree with you. I agree. 1 second. Let's say I agree with your point. Can you tell me why Israel has the ability to target special personnel in Iran in their apartment, the apartment number? They assassinated last year 4 Iranian generals in Syria. They knew where they were, no casualties, just these people. But they can't target Hamas in Gaza.
They do, and they did. And then eventually...
Why do we have Palestinian kids dying in refugee camps?
Look, he already said that if there's a school shooting in the school, you should bomb the shit out of the school and kill all the children. It doesn't have any logic.
Now that it gives the justification for Iran to do the same thing too, when you're complaining about residential areas in Tel Aviv.
I actually said that Iran is justified in attacking residential areas in Tel Aviv if there's a military connection there.
Okay, so you just agree with the whole idea in general, whether it's Tel Aviv, whether it's Gaza, or whether it's Iran?
I just agree that if we can't let people hide behind civilians, because everybody would just hide behind civilians and the terrorists will always win. I'm saying that's not a good strategy.
What's your counter-argument? I gave you hypotheticals to give me your counter-argument. If there's a school shooter inside the school, I've said it so many times, you bomb the shit out of the entire school that they did exactly as they did to hospital, to so many hospitals in Gaza, and you justify that?
If the school shooter can kill way more people than are in the school, let's say threaten the whole city, then you might need to bomb the school. That's a calculation in every single war.
Hold on. You know what, Saeed? Iran's gonna do the same thing, and then I don't want to hear you complaining about it, Tom.
They're doing the same thing, and they're shooting police with no military presence.
So if they turn Tel Aviv into a parking lot, you wouldn't say nothing, right?
This is justified, right?
I would be sad.
Because there is ITF between them, right? Because there is ITF among them, right? We turn Tel Aviv and Haifa into parking lot, and you wouldn't say nothing about it.
What does that mean? You wouldn't say nothing if you're targeting civilian areas.
With your logic, right? I'm using your logic against you. You're saying if someone threatening the entire society, you should bomb the entire place, and you won't say nothing, right? So if that happens in Israel, you won't say no, right? And then you're not gonna come here and then get mad and yapping about.
If Iran targets civilian areas, that's a problem. If Iran targets military installations and there's civilians around it,
they targeted hospitals.
Hold on, the latest news, they're hiding under hospital in Tel Aviv, a building under the hospital. So can Iran, you know what, let me ask you a better question, Tom. What if Iran nuked Tel Aviv? Is that, do you justify that? Let's say for example,
they would nuke Tel Aviv, which is what Israel is trying to stop.
Okay, is that justified?
If Netanyahu is a threat to the global stability, is Iran justified to demolish Tel Aviv? Because
if I don't believe it's a threat to the world, the people who live there are not a threat. Look, it's about.
That's hypothetical, but again, he's been convicted for that.
Every time you swear,
the international court, he's been convicted to that.
You lose every time you cut off the swear.
Who's trying to win? We're trying to educate you.
This is a debate. Now,
no, we're educating people. This is education.
This is a conversation. I'm not here to
and yeah. Thank you. It seems like this fucking mentality with like I'm winning. Fucking idiot. You're not. You would win if there was a competition, but sorry. I'm just that's funny.
If Netanyahu is a threat to global stability, is Iran justified to demolish Tel Aviv?
If Iran targets military installations and innocent civilians die, that's a part of war. I can be sad about it, I can be angry, but I can't complain to the UN or to anybody else. And that's what you could do. You could be sad, you could be angry. Then you gotta look in the mirror and say, fuck, Israel's doing what it has to do, and I would do the same. If you're not saying that, then you're lying.
I mean, you should run for office. You're dodging question. Like, come on.
I think he's a troll at this point, to be honest. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it is a troll. You know what he's saying? He doesn't want to admit it because he's a troll. He's a dumb.
I'm sure. So all the extreme Muslim countries in the world are falling apart. Israel destroyed Hezbollah, Hamas. They toppled the regime in Syria. They're destroying the Houthis. They're destroying the Ayatollahs in Iran. And I'm the troll, right?
Tom, they did not topple the government. Hold on. Let me correct your stupid narrative.
Yeah,
Israel did not topple Bashar al-Assad. It was the people that live there that are actually native to the land.
Really?
Yeah. You should look into it.
Who propped up the Bashar regime? Who kept them alive?
Who kept them alive?
Hezbollah. Now Hezbollah is destroying Israel.
Wow. He doesn't worship them. Seriously. Yeah, there's an article. Hold on, Tom.
There's an article. Forget about articles.
There's an article from the Times of Israel that Bashar al-Assad said, "I'm not going to talk to Israel until we get our land back." There's so much data out there. Now, whatever Bashar al-Assad did, that was between him and his government. It has nothing to do with Hezbollah, nothing to do with Iran, and all that, So respectfully, I would suggest that people inside Syria, they're the one that toppled the government because they didn't like to do that. Just like inside Israel, the people that live inside Israel, they're going to topple Netanyahu. And it's just a matter of time.
The reason that
and not only they're going to topple it might be the end of Zionism, and that could happen. There's a possibility because of all these things happening at the same time, and Netanyahu does not want to spend time in jail. Netanyahu does not want to spend time in jail. Ben Gvir, Smotrich, all of these are disgusting criminal thugs, right? They're running the shit show, and when we talk to the leftists or people on the right or centrists, they're just in minority. These minority, these piece of shits are the one that are running the show inside Israel. They're the one behind all these decisions. Attacking Iraq, which is a very bad move. You're just like a little ant compared to Iranian, the defense stuff, that they have the equipment.
And how is Israel wiping their off the map as we speak? How? If Israel's an ant, come on. I respect Iran. You better respect Israel because you're having your ass handed to you as we speak.
Fuck Israel, bro.
And John, America, there was a survey that was done. 53% of them are anti-Israel. Majority of Americans, right? They're anti-Israel. And you made a mistake by attacking Iran. The reason why there was a lot of Zionist Iranians that I came across on this app and on Twitter or whatever, guess what? Some of them, they changed on them. They turned on them because they said, because of the civilian people getting killed. This is where the problem is. The civilian people that got killed, that's why they turned on them. You don't go, look, if you really wanted to go after the IRGC, okay, you go after the IRGC, but what does the civilian have to do? Even the wife of that IRGC member has nothing to do with that IRGC member. The wife is an innocent person. Just a kid of that IRGC is an innocent person. You don't go kill kids. And this is what Israel's famous for, killing kids. I gave you a number of more than 56 people, kids who were killed just because of starvation. If I go dive into the numbers, there's more than 17,000 that you have slaughtered and butchered. And there's still some people under the rebels, and some of the bombs that you guys use, they actually evaporate the body. You don't get to see them.
Hamas says 55, you say 70. I
said more than 60,000 people killed, according to Lancet magazine. It's actually, they did a research and everything in it. This was reported back in July. It was at 185,000. This was done by Lancet Journal. You know what the Lancet Journal is? It's a pretty,
I'm sure
how do you stop the war? Please tell us. How do you stop the so-called war?
I'm asking. Do you want the war to stop?
President Herzog. Do you know President Herzog? He came out. Yeah. You know what he said? He said we lost our focus on the hostages. No, I'm going based on the official state. I'm not going to go based off your stupid. I'm going to go based off the official narrative. Official in the government, in the Knesset, President Herzog. He said we have lost focus on the hostages. Now the hostages are no longer part of the thing. They don't care about the hostages. That's why they just want to kill, and that's it. Why was Donald Trump was able to get one of the American hostages back? He was an IDF chief, IDF soldier, American citizen. Because Trump has the ability to make deals with Hamas, but Netanyahu, he keeps on denying it. Peace deal negotiators, according to Times of Israel, they all said, thanks to Netanyahu, no deals will be made. Former Israeli peace deal negotiator that's sitting in Canada where you are right now. He said no deals will be made thanks to Netanyahu. And Yoav Galan, defense minister, when he got fired, he went to hostage family houses. You know what he said? To the hostage, he said, we had a perfect deal back in July. The only person that did not agree to the deal was Netanyahu. So, please tell us, who's the responsible party here?
The bigotry of low expectations. You're saying Muslims and Arabs are so stupid, the U.S. controls them, Israel controls them.
When did I say Muslim and Arab? When did I say Muslim and Arab?
You were just saying that they can't.
When did I say Muslim and Arab? Bro, focus on the point. I think you're delusional.
Yeah. No, you're saying Netanyahu.
Did I say Muslim and Arab? Did I say Muslim and Arab? When did I say Muslim and Arab?
You're lying. He's like, my dad is so strong. My dad is so
When did I say Muslim and Arab? I said President Herzog. President Herzog is Jewish.
Yes, but by implying that it's up to them, you're saying Hamas has nothing to do with it.
Netanyahu,
why does it? Why doesn't Hamas?
Tom.
Why doesn't Hamas give up the hostages and stop the war tomorrow?
Phase 1, do you know who violated the phase 1? Was Netanyahu. It's on record. I'll give you example.
Netanyahu doesn't want the war to stop. He doesn't want the war to stop.
I understand.
He doesn't want the war to stop. I agree with you. What's the point?
Okay, so this is it. This is his fault. This is your Zionist entity fault. Yeah, it's your Zionist entity fault. It's not Hamas's fault.
Why doesn't Hamas just give all the hostages back?
Hamas is willing to give all the hostages back. Netanyahu doesn't want that. He wants to continue with the war. This is why he gave weapons to ISIS. This is why he gave weapons to ISIS. We can put the blame on Hamas.
Why doesn't Hamas let them all go tomorrow? What would happen?
They're willing to. They said yes. Even they are willing to leave it.
Let them go. Let them go. What would happen? Tell me.
Okay. Are they going to leave?
I'm here. Listening. Watch what you say. Watch what you say.
Are they going to leave Gaza?
Don't answer me with a question. What would happen if Hamas releases all the hostages?
Okay, I made an argument. I just told you Netanyahu does not want the hostages. Okay, they don't care.
All right, look, 6 days ago, let me tell you what happened. 2 days ago, he started a war over Iran. You know the day exactly why he did that? Because they wanted to either kick him out on the Knesset or make him to resign. So he had to continue the war and take it over to Iran in order to survive, right? Because he was about to get kicked out of the Knesset. So that's the reason. So he's a warmonger. Listen to me, let me talk. He's a warmonger. He just want to kill people in order to stay at power. He's a fucking loser. So we're gonna see that Iran is gonna bomb the shit out of Tel Aviv, as Ali Khamenei said. That we're gonna retaliate hard, hit them back so hard, and teach them a lesson. We'll see in the future.
Tom, can you read the article in the chat? I put it in there, Times of Israel. Can you read it to the room? Just the topic of the article, and just read a small couple lines underneath it. Can you read it to the room, please?
I believe you. What does it say?
Okay, I'll read it out to the room. It says, Netanyahu won't surrender to Hamas by ending war to get back hostages. Can't trick Hamas either. PM insists fighting won't end until terror group destroyed. There rise experts who say he could fool Hamas with fake promise to end war, get captives back, and then resume fighting. So tell us, is he going to kill again after they return the hostages?
I think if Hamas returns the hostages and stops attacking Israel, then the war is over that instant.
No, not according to the statement. Go and read the Times of Israel, please. That's why this is the problem. This is the problem with the Zionist entity. They do not want to end the war.
He is telling someone to kill his own people.
This is
he's original, like we share the same blood, right? And then Jewish country, and within 2 days he killed 140 people so far, and he says nothing because it doesn't fit his narrative.
Netanyahu paid Hamas for October 7.
Netanyahu did October 7. Netanyahu shot the missiles, of course. Look, all of you who are Muslim and Arab are coming from regimes who oppress you. You escape them. They are killing you. And yet, you all do
Finish, please, guys.
I reverted to Islam.
Was there a constitutional crisis before October 7th, Tom? Was it like Netanyahu going to prison? Like, am I making this shit up? Or
no, there was a constitutional crisis, and Netanyahu was about to lose his seat. Yeah, correct. And it's very possible that it was a combination of Hamas seeing an opportunity, of some in the Israeli right wanting something like this to happen, and just like the same people in the U.S. wanted 9/11 to happen. All these things are possible, but it's to say that the Arabs are powerless and they were fooled by Netanyahu into attacking. That's called the bigotry of low expectation. Arabs are too stupid. They were tricked into attacking Israel. Stop thinking that way.
Why not? You are claiming that you can go inside Iran and shoot the highest generals. Why not? You can trick Hamas, which is technically an illiterate fighters, to attacking Israel? Like, which part of it doesn't make sense?
Because they're shooting from underneath hospitals and churches and mosques and their homes. That's why. That's what it looks like when you do that.
Can they be tricked to attack Israel? Can they be tricked if your intelligence service is so strong that you can kill 2,000 Hezbollah fighters with their like Wi-Fi device? Why it's hard to imagine that you can trick them to attack Israel on October 7th. And then meanwhile bring some barbaric people to rape some other people, and then find some social media, attach it to Hamas and show it to you smoking your joint, and you are like now like defending Netanyahu. How hard is it to imagine this scenario?
I'm defending what he's doing. I acknowledge that he's probably pushing harder.
He's the prime minister of Israel right now, as we are talking. 2 years ago,
I would have supported him.
Genocide is not pushing harder.
He's still prime minister, and he will be for the next 10 years. And you don't support him. I know you don't support him, but he's the prime minister of Israel right now, and he will be for the next 10 years.
No, he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone the minute the conflict is over, which is a problem because
the conflict will never be over. That's the thing I'm telling you. The conflict will never be over.
But you cannot put all the responsibility. Look, you can also say Hamas doesn't want the conflict to be over because they want nothing but the destruction of Israel.
I'm sorry to put in the chat for you, Tom. This is a statement. Do you want me to read it out to you again? I'll read it out to you again. Netanyahu wants to do Hamas. The fact is, I just read you the fact. Are you denying the fact? You asked me a question about you asked me a question about the hostages. Okay, Netanyahu, according to the Times of Israel, posted in the chat, won't surrender to Hamas by ending war to get back hostages. Can't trick Hamas either. PM insists, Prime Minister Netanyahu insists fighting won't end until terror group destroyed. Derides experts who say he could fool Hamas with fake promise to end war, get back and then resume fighting. So what is the point of returning hostages if he doesn't?
Hamas cannot be a part of the equation. Hamas cannot exist in the Gaza Strip.
No. They can exist. It's not up to you. That's not your land. They could exist.
Then the war will continue because Hamas is committed to Israel.
No. Then you'll just implode as a nation, and there'll be no Israel.
Potentially,
I guarantee
the world will follow. Yeah, I mean.
No, not the rest of the world. No, just you. Just you.
It won't be
you, the chosen people. That's it. No. It's not the rest of the world. Israel. The world doesn't depend on Israel.
Edward, man, there's fucking points are boring. No one cares. So what are you saying, Tom? The war is gonna continue?
The war will continue until Hamas is no longer.
Okay, good luck. Okay, let it continue. Good luck.
It's bad for everybody.
Motherfuckers, you didn't finish with Hamas, and you went over to Hezbollah. Then you're done with Hezbollah. You went over to fucking Yemen, and you're not done with them, by the way. You know the job is still not done. Then you're tickling a little bit in Syria, you know, and now you fucking attacked Iran. Like, okay, we'll see, buddy. We'll see. The war will continue, man. We'll see, you fucking idiots come back.
Israel. In the meantime,
Israel just open your TV. Keep up with what's happening in Israel right now. Yeah, keep up with that.
At the end of the day, Israel will be bankrupt during this process.
Absolutely. That's why I said implode.
That's it.
They will implode from within.
And you know the problem is Netanyahu. He's got tunnel vision. He's an idiot, right? What he doesn't see is that he's building enemies. All of the allies of Iran are essentially going to become his enemies, and he struggled to defeat the Houthis in Yemen, the poorest country in Africa, or one of the poorest countries in the world, even. He struggled against the Hamas, who don't even have any aeroplanes or have a naval force, right? And he's coming up against his first real threat, right? And he's seeing, the Iron Dome is looking like the Nickel Dome right now. It's looking like there is no dome, right? And the price disparity, it just costs so much. I think they spent $1 billion, or it's estimated 600 million to $1 billion they spent last night on anti-missile defense. So that's also not sustainable, So this won't continue. Britain and France are posturing away. What that tells us is that when the dust settles, you guys will be on the wrong side of history. Just remember that. And
wrong side of humanity.
Exactly, and just like the Nazis hid their memorabilia in the basement. This stuff will be in the basement. All your Netanyahu masks and your IDF merchandise, you'll have to conceal that because the world is watching and we're not stupid. You know, we can see what's happening here. So
they just arrested two people in Israel about an hour ago. They said they were spying for Iran.
Yeah, so
they're still arresting people for. I mean, they've been doing this for months.
And Iran recently captured the female fly jet as well.
Two of them. So three F-35s were downed, and they captured now 2 pilots. And they just got to this yesterday.
It's within 12 hours. The last 12 hours.
Yeah, well, for the 3 jets, the 3 jets were not at the same time. They were different times.
You're saying that an F-35, which has never been down, no F-35 from the U.S. has ever been down. You're saying 2 or 3 have been down yesterday, and nobody's talking.
3. I didn't say 2 or 3. 3.
Is it hard?
No, they wouldn't talk about it. The U.S. would definitely not want
to take them down, Tom? Is it hard to take them down? Yemeni Houthis took down one of the F-16 or 3.
F-18.
Yemeni Houthis can do it.
No, they didn't take it down. It fell into the sea.
And it fell into the sea.
No, that's the second one.
No, they both fell into the sea.
Oh, they both did?
Yeah, they both fell into the sea.
And Tel Aviv airport is completely destroyed.
See what's happening here.
You see the nonsense? Tel Aviv airport is destroyed. Where is this in the news? What is wrong with you people? You can see Tel Aviv airport live camera.
It's not in the announcement of the Israelis that they're charging their civilians for uploading anything or filming anything because it's aiding Iran. Have you not seen videos?
So that is valid according to the
I've seen Tel Aviv destroyed.
You've seen that we were entertaining you for quite so long. Tell us what's happening in Tel Aviv right now. Can you tell us?
Airport. Right now there's a missile attack on its way, so we'll find out in a few minutes. But I find it odd that F-35s have been down. Nobody knows about it.
Wait,
airport in Tel Aviv is bombed. Nobody knows about it.
I don't know about the airport, but the F-35s, Iran did confirm 1, then 2, and then a third one. And they captured 2 pilots. And why is it unbelievable that an F-35 would go down? It's not like
unbelievable. I'm surprised it hasn't. I'm just saying, even Al Jazeera won't report on it.
I don't know if they have or haven't. I mean, it's all over the internet. People have to report about.
You get your news from, Tom, but it's everywhere.
Yeah.
We need to feel sorry for the Israelis. Oh my God, let's all feel sorry. They started a war, and now we have to feel sorry for them.
Derailed the entire conversation. This guy came in and started talking about the Iranian regime. Now tell us, since you've been running your filthy mouth for the last 4 hours, Israel attacked Iran. How do you feel about that? What should Iran do?
Iran should retaliate.
In what way?
Every way they can.
So is what they're doing right now right?
I'm looking. Economic times. Don't say economic. You couldn't say yes or no. I want to see from Al Jazeera. Go ahead. What was your question? I don't see Al Jazeera.
Why do you take stuff from a terrorist network called Al Jazeera?
Man, I thought Black Rabbi was going to get a missile to the butt in Tel Aviv.
Where is Black Rabbi?
So
Black Rabbi
got scared earlier. He said he was scared, and he pissed in his pants as well.
Well, I mean, of course, because I'm sure there's a missile from Iran that probably has his name on it because he is a pretty large target.
Oh yeah, he's so famous. The whole world knows him.
I warned you about this, Rabbi. I told you, take the first flight, come back to my. I'll take you up.
Oh, you got to get the. You want to get the targets?
No, we can't bring in Black Rabbi.
No, keeping me different. There's offers off the table now. Go fucking.
Yeah, but we can't bring in Black Rabbi on a commercial airliner. We need to cargo him in.
I agree.
We need a forklift.
Forklift.
embarrassed himself. Earlier, I was in the room with Yakov, Norm, a couple other people. Norm was being himself, which I couldn't stand. I was there for about almost an hour. Of course, Ariel comes in the room, and the first thing he says, he says, "Well, why are we talking about Israel and Palestine as if they are equal? No, one side won, the other side are losers. We should call them losers." And then he goes, who was it? I think it was Yakov that said, "How are you? I know you're in the States, but how are you doing?" He goes, "No, I caught an emergency flight back to Israel because I'm needed here. So I'm back in Israel. It was difficult. I caught an emergency flight." And then Yakov says, "Wait, no." Yakov was like, "How did you do that? Because the Tel Aviv airport is closed." And he starts stammering. And then Norm goes in. No, he has his ways. He's with the IDF, so he has his ways to fly into Israel.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. He lied. It was so obvious he lied. He got caught in his lie.
Oh, that's a shame.
Dogs which bark, they don't bite. This heirloom is like such a scare. This is the problem.
Everybody knows how
But shouting and calling for war.
So,
and then the shit hit the fan, they hide. Like this.
I'm telling you, guys, I do have a special announcement. We have Yair. He's Iranian Jewish. I think it would be pretty interesting to hear from an Iranian Jewish person that lives in
Canada. Yes. Yeah, she'll tell us how not enough Palestinians died and Gaza should be more.
Palestinians now, the focus is on Iran, right? Right now, focus is on Iran. So come on, Abiyael, your country that you're from is getting under attack by the Zionist entity.
What's up? How are you?
So what side do you support? How are you doing today?
I support, obviously, the people and the fall of the Iranian regime. I mean, we've seen Assad fall, Hezbollah, the leader of the Houthis was taken out tonight.
Who's going to take over Iran?
Hang on. What about the innocent people that are getting killed?
The last group now is the IRGC, and inshallah.
What about the innocent?
We're not Jewish. Don't use those words.
Hold on. Oh, guys, please, come on. One question at a time. What about the innocent people that have got killed?
I think that
300 people got injured.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna make another statement. By Israel attacking Iran.
They're bringing in a shit about a single
Hold on, Yair, I'm not done yet. Respect.
Go fuck yourself.
Can you hang on a second? Hold on, racist bitch. Hold on.
Yeah, you clean our shit to Iran.
Hold on.
Fucking trash, bitch.
Hold on.
Go back to the
Zionist bitch. Hold on.
Go back to sucking style dick, bitch.
Hold on, man. Can you please hang on for a second? So if the Iran, if you get attacked, the Zionist Iranians are starting to side with IRGC. Did you see that? It's happening right now. It's happening right now. Did you see that? So that means they tend to make IRGC support.
Fucking whack, bitch. Just because you suck a lot of dial dick and your knees are hurt because you suck some Zionist dick.
Just missed something. You guys missed something.
What I don't understand is
Black Rabbi ran away from the room because the alarms went off. Did you guys notice that?
First of all, airplane, that is not true. He did not run away. He waddled away.
Let us hear it live.
Listen, deep throat girl, shut up.
Let's hear it live. Ignore it. These type of people want attention. Just ignore their scumbags. Black Rabbi, can we hear it live? No alarms where you are? Are you already in the shelter? What's going on?
In Jerusalem. Can you fit in the barracks? Can you fit in the bunker? Can you fit in it? Can your fat ass fit in it?
Hold on. He sounds a little bit confused. Tell us, Black Hitler. Tell us what's going on, Black Hitler. We don't give a fuck, but just tell us what's going on.
Bitch, your mouth don't hurt for sucking Zyle dick. Your mouth don't hurt. You fucking sucking Zyle dick. Shut up.
They're bombing it.
You sound like you got gum in your mouth. Shut up.
They really love the land. They
Why can he go straight?
What do you guys know?
That's the piece of shit.
What do you guys really know?
Holy city right now.
Having this ego.
Yeah, we should bomb you. How about that?
I am so happy that Israel's getting bombed.
I am too.
Fireworks, mashallah.
Stupid people.
Mashallah is a gift.
Thank you. Sit in the audience like a good boy you are. Now go clean some toilets in India.
They have toilets?
I don't think so.
Actually, they have a toilet problem in India. Anyways.
By the way, they're bombing near the airport.
He's lost a green bean.
They're bombing near the Hodian airport.
Yes, we have a Persian Jew. Her name is Yasmin, aka Yayin, and she's a crazy psychotic person. She supports the IRGC. No, she doesn't support IRGC, but she supports the people of Iran. By Israel attacking Iran, turned out those IRGC, they were anti-IRGC, they actually started aligning themselves with the IRGC because you can't be killing innocent people. That's simple.
Well, yes,
You can't be attacking a nation.
Her name is Yair. Call her with a real name. Her name is Yair.
It's ironic.
So,
that's the ugly girl that Caesar was in love with.
Oh, yeah. Caesar was in love with this, she's carrying Caesar's baby. Yeah, she was carrying Caesar's baby.
Caesar, I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
Is she the one that aborted her baby?
Guys, you guys not hear me speaking? So hold on. Yeah, have you?
She's talking.
Can you while you're at it? Yeah, can you abort your brain while you're fucking at it? So I'm going to talk that way because you're literally sitting here and you're defending Israel? You're defending Israel.
I can't.
All reasonable people defend Israel.
I'm in a bunker right now.
Count them, Tom. Count them. Nobody in the room right now.
While your nation is being attacked by Israel.
Like, do you know how retarded that is?
Iran is not your nation.
No. Yeah, listen, so you
no, you're Canadian. That's what.
Yeah, I was worried about it. My mom was worried.
You live in Iran right now.
I'm in a bunker.
Hold on. My sister-in-law's grandmother is in Iran, okay?
That's cool.
We had a phone call, and guess what she's saying? She, from the ground, is telling my sister-in-law that people are pro-IRGC. She thought she'd never see the day where people turned and said, go, fight Israel. Israel has united, Israel has united everybody who hated IRGC. Israel fucked up. 9 million people. Maybe there's a bitch in fucking Canada who hasn't been there with no fucking idea. It doesn't affect you though. No.
She's not Pakistani, actually.
I'm actually Indian. I'm Indian.
That was a Pakistani.
No, that's called me.
You are also racist.
I don't know.
She said that she's ugly.
She thinks that you're Pakistani Jewish person. I think is that what you think it is?
No, not all persons are pretty. Sorry.
Pakistani Jewish people that have larger noses. Is that what you're saying right now? Yeah.
I thought it was my son plugged up because that's how I walk out. You know what? I can be
I'm under attack right now.
My God.
Are you good?
service bad because he's in a bunker? Yeah.
Skip. Hey, they tried to give me 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. They got
There's plenty more days to go.
They'll find you. They'll put him back up and even he was out there and you'll go and grab it.
He was calling me a white man. Do you remember that?
Trump is coming out from potato chips, Black Rabbi. You never know. They're out to get you.
His cholesterol's high.
They tried to give me 2.
All the bunkers. He thinks that everything's about him.
Is he actually in Israel or is it a bunker in Baltimore?
Wait, hold on. Yo, Black Rabbi, you okay? Is it hitting you up? Do you have a migraine from all that boom, boom, boom?
You sound white as hell. You sound white as hell.
You good? You breathing? You good? You good? Want some repenting?
I like how they
Days are limited.
Are you full of shit? I like how you brought it decorating.
Have you seen the fireworks? Oh, they hit it hard. What's the stuttering? Yo, why the fuck are you stuttering? No, you can't. I'm not done yet. Hold on, not done yet. Yeah, back to you, you fucking cunt. You can't fucking sit here and talk shit about people who you're not in Iran. I know somebody who's actually in Iran, and listen, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, ugly whore. If you had a face to look at, you'd have your picture up. You're talking to that fucking retard. What's his name again? What's the guy's name? No, I know she's hideous. She's fucking hideous. I've had pictures of her. She's hideous. A woman who talks shit about another woman is a hideous fucking whore. That's the fuck you are. And you're talking to, what's that guy's name again? The guy who said you fucking fucked you over the internet and made you pregnant?
Caesar.
Girl, that is embarrassing. The fact that you gave this retard 2 minutes of your time, you should cry. You should go to a fucking bitch. Go from YYZ, I don't know what YVR, wherever the fuck you are, in Canada, take a flight and go to Tel Aviv if they let you in. Go fight. Go join Black Rabbi in a bunker.
It's closed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They can't fucking get there. So before you run your mouth and you defend Israel while your so-called country is being bombarded, bitch? Are you fucking kidding me? You're sitting there defending Israel while they're trying to come for your country? You are, listen. Mental health is a fucking problem. Go join fucking Black Rabbi. Okay, anyways, shut up, Black Rabbi, go speak, Black Rabbi, Lord head, Black Rabbi, Black Rabbi, in all seriousness, are you good?
Support Israel.
Baby killer. He's not good. He's full of poop. I'm in a bunker now in Tel Aviv. I think the bunker has a number. I hope a mystical Black Rabbi's ass.
Are you gassy by eating all the chips inside the bunker?
That bunker must stink.
Inside the order. Okay, I hope you fucking die. I hope you choke on it. I hope you get fucking diarrhea. I hope you get food poisoning. Who fucking poisoning? I hope you choke on it. I hope you choke on it. You know what? Since you don't like me, fucking just go and fucking throw that Indian food out. You're not fucking allowed to eat Indian food. Disrespect me. You can't fucking eat my food, bitch. Go. Why'd you fucking order your own food? Bitch, why'd you go and fucking order falafel fish, that kind of dusty ass food from fucking
AC. What's up? Didn't she have an affair with BB? Didn't she have
Oh, yeah! Oh, BB. Oh, and White found out. And then BB said that she was hideous, and BB sent pictures.
Listen,
You wrote a whole letter to his wife, bitch.
I did?
Yeah, we all know about you. No, you fucking dumb bitch.
I'm from Iran, but like you guys are trying to increase it. Karen, do you support what's happening with the Israelis doing to you? I don't support any war. I don't support any
these kind of things to
Yo, Black Rabbi, hold on. Your reception's really bad. I think your rat's fucking with your cell service. Do you wanna go call Elon Musk and ask him to that fucking Oh, I hear you now. Okay, good. Go ahead. Guys, let Black Rabbi respond. He's in Tel Aviv. He's being bombarded. He has limited time, guys. Black Rabbi,
I'm from Iran. I just want to
give you the mic. Just hold on for a second. Black Rabbi, and then.
So a couple. One thing. I think Ace is drunk right now.
I don't drink alcohol. I've never drank alcohol in my fucking life. Don't you lie on my name. No. I have. Yeah, Sikhs don't drink alcohol. I do not drink alcohol. Do not lie on my name. Do not lie on my fucking name. Hey, look at you two retards. Why don't you go, guys? Go and procreate. Go watch. Go listen to this man. You know what? Sikhs are fucking warriors. We don't hide in bunkers. That's different. You fat fuck. You little dusty. You know why I'm speaking this way? You know why I'm being an asshole right now? I'll tell you what fucking being an asshole, Black Rabbi. I'm being an asshole right now because you guys deserve it. I've been hearing the most genocidal shit from you guys. Hold on one second. I've been hearing some genocidal shit from you guys for the past, 18 months, 19 months, and now I see Tel Aviv being lit the fuck up, which I don't want innocent people dying. Right now, I'm coming here with an attitude problem. I'm coming here with a fucking attitude problem. This is being an asshole. You think it's alcohol? I don't drink, bitch. Hold on, Go. Speak. Finish. Guys, Black Rabbi only has 5 minutes, man. That's all service is about to go out. Go, Black Rabbi. Go. Shut up. Black Rabbi.
Give the mic to Karen. Okay, Karen, go ahead. Black Rabbi, please mute up. I was speaking. I was like in the middle of speaking. Why do I gotta stop? Black Rabbi. You know, I didn't even finish. I got cut off. Yeah, we know, but we are not able to hear Black Rabbi because you're in the bunker. No, I'm not in the bunker. Okay, then go back in the bunker. That's okay. I'm in my penthouse.
So can I just say that Iran?
I'm in my penthouse. No, we are going to give the mic to Karen. Karen, guys, request you to give the mic to Karen, please.
Can I just say a real quick phrase? Iran just started within the last 2 hours. It's confirmed. They just started using their more advanced missiles. Not the most, not the top missiles, but you would say, I guess, level 2. Mid. But these things are, and I'm watching this guy, Mahmoud, I keep talking, same guy I've been watching for 2 years on YouTube. He has a live stream right now as the videos come in. The speed of these missiles is insane when they're hitting you. I mean, it's those people looking for extra attention. And there are thousands of pounds of explosives on them. The explosions are insane.
Keep sending. We're ready.
They're there.
We gotta give the mic to Colin, please. Please do not hold the mic on the microphone.
Okay, I'm an Iranian, and I want to speak out the truth. And I don't know if anyone of you care about Iranian, because we are not the government at all. We don't have any similarity to commenting to each other. But the thing is that if you really care about us, you should know that in these attacks, only 7 to 8 people died, and most of them were related individuals to the government. But in one of our protests, only in 3 days, 1,500 people died when they cut out the internet and anything we have, any access to the other, people. So I'm sure that so many things from you guys coming from the hate you have for Israel, because the things happen in Palestine.
That's understandable. It's so overwhelming.
Let me ask you a question after you finish, please.
Yeah, like the thing is that like I know you guys, I don't know, like have a picture in your mind of all the things people are experiencing, but like that's not the truth at all. Like you don't know what is really happening in Palestine.
Who is helping you? Who's helping you? You think Israel and the Americas want to free you? Do you really think that is, especially the United States of America, wants to free you from this Islamic state? They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna do the same thing what they did to Iraq. They're gonna do the same thing what they did to Iraq. Listen, they're gonna do the same thing what they did to Iraq. If you're looking for Israel and the United States, they destroyed it. They destroyed it, and they killed how many people? And they took what for oil? And don't say, oh, but we're Persian, so we're far superior. We're smarter than the Arabs. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because at the end of the day, the United States of America does what it wants to get what it wants. And if you have oil and if you have minerals on your land, it will get it. So if they're helping you, they're not helping you.
How can I answer?
Yes, please. I want to do you support IRGC or anti-IRGC?
No, not at all.
Okay, now another follow-up question. So now since Israel did the first attack, do you think Iran had the right to attack back?
No.
So they should just bend over and take it, like the Palestinians.
No, listen. Do you want the truth or just want to? Okay. You should have an understanding of geopolitical things that is shaping everything all around the world. And if you really care about, if you really want peace all over the Middle East, that most of these things you hear is, I don't know, happening in this area. And the reason of this thing is that.
I have one question. If I punch you in the face, are you gonna punch me back?
What? No.
If I punch you in the face, are you gonna punch me back?
No. I try to be wise.
Hold on. So you take, hang on a second, brother. Hang on.
And it depends where you punch me, you know.
Hang on. I punch you in your face really hard. Anybody in the right mind would punch them back. Okay? Not be like, oh, it's okay, give me the left cheek. It doesn't work. I'm not good.
If it's only a punch, I'm okay with that because like I live in a nation that it has, you know.
So you want to get punched, and in other words, you want Iran to just, bend over and get raped?
You were stupid that punch.
No, this is what's happening to the Palestinians. This is what they want Iran to do. Get turned over, bend over, get raped every single day.
No, like you guys are not really caring.
Can I, brother Fayad, brother, you can go after Fayad.
Okay, thanks, Amir. Here's the point, Karan, to your point. Here's my response. Yes, we all want peace, but we want peace with justice and equality. If peace means allowing the US and Israel to dominate us, whoever I may be or wherever I may be from, but I'm proud to be from India. So where is that girl, Yasmin? No, shut up, please.
What the fuck? Are you stupid? I'm talking. I call you bro. And you're not a
Karan, I was the one.
I don't have language barrier.
Karan, can you please mute up and let me
No, Karan, can you please shut up?
I asked you, I gave you the mic. I was the one who pushed the mic to be given to you because we wanted to hear from you. And I don't even know you because you're new to us, okay? But here's my point. If peace means giving up everything, killing 50,000 Palestinians and a few thousand Iranians, no, it's not acceptable to me, okay? And please, Now, if you are not going to shut up, I'm going to push you out of the room. So you want to have a conversation? No, we don't care who you are. We know what the Zoid is.
I moved him down. You can continue. I'll bring you back up. Come on, brother.
So basically, yes, we want peace. Everybody wants peace, but peace with justice and equality. Okay. Now, what America does, what Israel does, maybe brings peace in their views. Peace for them means putting, appointing one of their puppets as the king or as the leader of that particular country. Okay, that's what peace means to the Western world. That doesn't mean that it is peace. Okay, there are more than 500,000 Iraqis dead. More than there are 12 million Middle Eastern Arabs and Africans dead in the last 30 years because of America and Israel. 12 million. And this figure is not coming from me. It is coming from American intelligence agencies. Go and look them up. If you're asking me if peace has to be brought by killing 12 million people, I will say no. If peace has to be brought by giving up the occupation of Palestine, by giving up the unnecessary attack on Iran, by giving up the hegemony that US wants to maintain along with Israel in the Middle East, then no. I personally do not want that kind of a peace because I believe peace without justice and equality is no peace at all. And as far as your IRGC thing is concerned, IRGC is your army. We don't know how much we have to believe in what we read in the Western media. Okay? IRGC is bad, Israel is good, Netanyahu is a human being, and come on, we are fed up with all these nonsensical theatrics that you people come here and put out for us. We don't believe in that. Okay? Even if IRGC is bad, it's not for America and Israel to decide what to do with the IRGC. It's not for Israel to bomb civilian areas in Iran and kill people. 400 people have been killed, and this is from your own Western media. I am not making this up because we have nothing but Western media. 90% of the media is controlled by the Zionists. Okay, so don't come here and tell you want peace, you want peace, you want peace. Yes, I personally want peace, and I'm sure many of us here will agree that we all want peace, but it has to be accompanied with justice and equality for all. If you are not going to give equality, equal status, equal rights to the Palestinians, for example, in the occupied territories, no, that's not peace. Just as Israel stopping the bombing of Palestinians or the Iranians is not peace. It is hegemony. Okay? You don't decide when to stop, and what Iran is doing in retaliation is absolutely right. And just to answer the title of the room, it's Israel that is the aggressor. Very clear. Israel attacked on Friday. On Sunday, US and Iran were going to have their final talks on the final negotiations to arrive at a deal on Sunday, which is literally tomorrow for you. We would have known if the deal was possible. If Israel wanted to attack Iran and eliminate its nuclear weapons, the supposedly having nuclear weapons, it could have done so on Monday if the talks failed. But no, Israel knew that the talks were going to be successful. There was going to be a deal between Iran and the US, and Israel did not want it. Okay, and all the congressmen sitting in the US who are loyal to the state of Israel than to the US, they did not want it. So they said, okay, let's go ahead and start bombing. That way, we destroy the peace talks. We destroy the negotiations so that the war machinery continues and Israel loses nothing because every missile, every bomb, every bullet is paid for by the American taxpayers.
Disgusting. We're tired of paying for Israel.
Yes. And what's going to happen if let's say if they spend $50 million in the last 4 or 5 days sending missiles and weapons bombs to Iran, Those $50 million will be replaced by the American taxpayers. They are willing to pay for Israel. The Israeli taxpayer doesn't pay anything for the missiles, okay? So he has no issue. They are happy. Oh, they think we are defending ourselves. No, you are not defending. The minute Israel has to spend from its own pockets for these missiles, that itself will be enough reason for Israel to stop bombing other countries and stealing other lands.
Agreed. 1,000 ballistic missiles, huh? You guys
Payman wants to chime in. Payman from Iran as well. Payman, what's your take on this?
This is amazing. What I'm hearing is I'm the Iranian. I'm the one. My country has been attacked, and I hear somebody else is talking about oil.
Did you go out, Payman?
Payman, I can't hear you. Payman, are you there?
This is a group which is Iranian. They hate it by passion. They hate it with passion because these are the fascist organizations kill Iranian left and right. And you guys talking about IRGC, Western area, and all that. I cannot believe what you're saying.
They just hate Jews. That's all they care about. They don't care about Persians or Palestinians.
No, we hate Zionists. No, we hate Zionists. We hate Zionists. And the United States of America.
Hold on, stop shouting, please. By the way, don't come off the mic, otherwise the movie down. Payman, we're not talking about that we support the IRGC. We're talking about in a sense where who's going to defend your nation? Does your Iranian government has a right to defend itself? According to the UN Charter, there's an article, 15 or something, they have the right to defend. So what they're doing is, do you support that? We can't hear you, Payman.
Yeah, but your daddy's here, though.
Bro,
you're a disgusting fat piece of shit.
You're nobody.
You're a fucking turtle.
Hold on. We got a new person. I think we have Saman.
You can't even fuck, bro.
Hold on.
Your dick looks like a clit.
Stop. Saman, are you there? Is it Saman?
Yeah, I'm here. Payman is back. I think he had a fun.
Payman, my question to you was...
Hold on, please. I'm not Jewish, okay? I'm not Jewish. And
I know you're not Jewish.
No, I know. But somebody fought him and gave him a chance to, because we are here to hear each other, to solve the problem. We are not here to yell at each other. Okay, I'm Iranian, and I'm born in Iran, and I'm not a Muslim, I'm Zoroastrian, and we are the first, the original people religion of the Iranians, Zoroastrians, and if you guys don't know, we were there before Muslim people.
I know Zoroastrian.
No, you know, I'm explaining for some others. This is very rude when somebody talks, you open the mic and come to the stomach. It's like you're slapping the face. But what I'm trying to explain is who I am. I'm not a Jew. Okay, now, in the 1957, 1978, we had the revolution. And after that, these people, the Muslim people, they got the power and they brought the Sharia law in the society as a system to work in the society. What does it mean? It means when you were lucky, it means something against the law. They were putting you in jail like any other civilized country. You were spending the time. These people, they came and they start cutting the finger, cutting the hand. They just cut the two people's hand in Isfahan 2 weeks ago. They beat you with the belt. And these people, this is Sharia law. Has nothing to do with the
Oh my God, bro. Come to America when you get shot with it.
Stop. Benedict, don't come off the mic, please. Okay? He's sharing his experience. Everyone has a right to share what they do. Go on. I'll give you 1 minute. Hold on. Next time you come up to mic, you're going to have the audience. You're the fishes, okay? I don't mind. So just wait up. It's not on you. So go on.
We had the law in my country which was a stable country, and the Muslim people, they came, they occupied the country, and they start cutting the finger, cutting the hand, and belting the people, beating the people by belt for Sharia law. And after that, they occupied the embassy of the United States. They destroyed the embassy of the Israel, and they start fighting with the whole world. The world didn't have nothing to do with them. Israel has nothing to do with them. United States has nothing to do with them. They occupied somebody else's land, and they occupied for how many days? 444 days. They captured the United States embassy. They declared the war. These people are not innocent. These people are not making Palestinian. No, Mahmoud Abbas says, please, Iran, we don't want to defend Israel. We don't want to defend the Palestinian. Get the hell out of our face. We are the Palestinian. We know how to solve our problem. Get the hell out or no problem. You're making the oldest Palestinian to be get killed. And that's what they're doing. These people are not pro-Palestinian. These people are animals. They're anti-human beings. They kill the people. They cut their hand. In 2025, listen to this one. In 2025, in the 2000, no. In 2025, they cut the people. Yeah, Sharia law. Iranian people, they don't want Sharia law. They don't want Sharia law. They don't want.
Brother, we're here to have a conversation. You can't go on a monologue. This is not a Sharia law cutting people's fingers. That's not Sharia law. It goes against the Sharia law. This is the problem with a lot of these nations. We don't have any country that follows the proper Sharia. And they don't abide by the Sharia. This is not Sharia, cutting your finger, cutting the it's not allowed. It goes against the law.
Yeah, this is what is happening since 1978. Come on, look at the news in Iraq.
Payment. I'm not going back 7 years.
You are not
Brother, I'm not supporting IRGC. I'm not here to support IRGC. Hear me out. I asked you if this attack that took place with Israel, I don't want to hear the history. I know the history.
They cut the people's hand. These are IRGC.
Can you please hear my
IRGC?
My question?
You don't want to hear it.
Payment. The question is clear. The question is.
No, you don't want to hear the truth because I say it's right. You don't have any logic to say that.
Brother, I don't support IRGC. Okay.
Don't come over here. Don't say this is my personal views. Don't come and say whitewash it. Don't come and whitewash the IRGC. Come on.
Stop being emotional. We're here to have a conversation, okay? Stop. Listen. My question was clear.
You're watching the IRGC. Western civilization. This Western newspaper.
Payment. I'm not going based on the rest of me. It wasn't me. It was Brother Faz. My question is clear cut. Hang on a second, Brother Faz. My question is one clear cut. Israel did the attack. Okay? Sudden attack.
Iranian attack Israeli first. Iranian attack Israeli first.
Where did the Israeli?
First they attacked the Kitover embassy. They captured the United States embassy. 1978. Yes, sir.
Oh my God, we're not going back 78. I'm talking about after 7th October. They did the first attack. They attacked the Iranian embassy.
This is the policy, my dear friend.